Aye. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Testing. Test. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, and 3. Try this one more time. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Make sure we get that little bit of static out the way here. Testing 1, 2, and 3.
A community is connections. We're committed to ensuring people stay connected to the services they need. That's why we're participating in the FCC's Affordable Connectivity Program. Go to allofiber.com/ACP to learn more.
The following is a North Platte Post Sports presentation. It's time for FNBO American Legion Baseball with the North Platte Post and FM 98.1.
He's set and oh my God, there goes Brady Seiler! He did it! He successfully sold home!
Today's game brought to you by Shelter Insurance, Pete Bowles and Brent Rocco, Dave's Place. And Lindemeyer Law Office.
The pitch swung, driven, deep left field. That one looks to be going all the way, and it is absolutely crushed out of the park. Carter Kelly with the first home run of the season for the Nationals, and it was an absolute moonshot to left field.
FNBO Baseball, also brought to you by Larry's Glass, the D&N Event Center. Another round in River's Edge Golf Course. Come have another round with them. Great Plains Health and Great Plains Home Care. Larry's RV. Bill Summers Ford Honda Lincoln Nissan. North Platte Public Schools. Willow Creek Embroidery. Quick Stop Convenience Stores. And Runs Up. Let's play ball. FNBO Baseball from FM 98.1 and AM 1410. And live stream video at northplattpost.com. Here's the voice of the Nationals, Paxton Gordon.
I heard you like some baseball action here on a beautiful Sunday evening into night. The FNBO Nationals taking on today Grand Island Home Federal. They already took down one Grand Island squad, taking down Grand Island USAV yesterday. Now they're taking on Grand Island Home Federal here today. The 2014-1 Grand Island Federal 18U American Legion baseball team taking on the 30 and, that's right, I'm telling you, 30-18 FNBO Nationals here today in competition. It's going to be a battle of the Titans here in the A7 District Tournament. Battle of the Titans, they talk about, the Attack of the Titans and everything, with that movie. This is exactly what this is here in today's game. Nationals coming up with a big 10-0 victory over Grand Island USAV yesterday in 5 innings. And then, of course, Grand Island Home Federal taking down Scottsbluff Westco 15-0. So both teams really getting their first round matchups out of the way, nice and easy peasy breezy, and now are coming into today's competition looking to really flex the big guns and the muscles here in this ball game, because it's a battle of two of the best teams here in Class A for the A7 District Tournament. Again, some big breaking news if you weren't here earlier. Kearney advancing to, yet again, the winner's bracket matchup that is going to happen tomorrow as they took down Hastings, the #1 seed, 4-2 just a couple of minutes ago, moving Hastings to the lower bracket. The Nationals or Grand Island Home Federal will be taking on Kearney tomorrow if they win, or will be taking on the side of Pinnacle Bank Lexington tomorrow if they lose. A battle of some of the best teams here in the side of Class A American Legion Baseball is up around here. We will take a break and come back. When we come back, it is our starting lineup time here on the Quick Stop pregame show. 27 locations open 24 hours a day. When we come back here at FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on northplattpost.com. On North Platte Post.
Mid-Plains Community College is the right choice to transform your future. With a variety of educational formats, including face-to-face, distance learning, online and hybrid options available, your future career is waiting for you. Fall classes begin on August 21st, so give us a call today at 800-658-4308 to get scheduled with an advisor. That's 800-658-4308, or visit our website at mpcc.edu.
We all try to prepare for life's what-ifs, but what happens if those uncertainties become a reality? I'm Stephen Rhodes, and as your local farmer's insurance agent, I'm here for you. I can help you determine the coverage that fits your needs. When you have questions about insurance, turn to me, Stephen Rhodes, with Farmers Insurance. I'm proud to sponsor tonight's game. Go Bulldogs! Find me, Stephen Rhodes, at 102 North Dewey.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
We're always open right around the corner. Quick stop.
With your 24-hour convenience store. Fast, friendly, no one gives you more. Gas, food, your favorite drink. Get everything you need in a blink. That's why everybody stops at Quick Stop.
We're always open right around the corner. Quick Stop.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Ryder Park. The FNBO Nationals taking on Grand Island Home Federal here today in baseball action. It is time for our Double Dips Ice Creamery starting lineup. Double Dips Ice Creamery in the historic Canteen District in North Platte offers 24 plus different flavors of hand-dipped ice cream served in a variety of ways. Double Dips also offers homemade waffle cones and bowls alongside homemade fudge and freshly baked desserts. Let us begin here today's ball game as the FNBO Nationals taking on the side of Grand Island Home Federal here today. Nationals, the home team once again. We'll start with the visiting side. That is going to be Grand Island Home Federal. Sam Dinkelman. I have it spelt wrong here on my stat sheet because I'm a goober, but it's Sam Dinkelman that'll be he will be the starting leadoff batter here at shortstop for Grand Island Home Federal. Broxton Barrios at center field with E.J. Arenos at right field, Jack Stenson in left field, Cedric Sullivan at first base, Zenon Sack, he's the DH here today. With the side of Ryan Kostler. He will be the third baseman in the 7-hole. Gage Cannon catching in today's game, the 8-hole hitter. And then Riley Plummer at second base for Grand Island Home Federal. And on the side of the FNBO Nationals, Caden Jones will be leading off in center field. Carson Johnson's on the mound today, 3-0 in his last 3 starts for the FNBO Nationals in the 2-hole with Jack Polk at shortstop. He is the 3-hole hitter. Carter Kelly at third base. Tristan Byer behind home plate. Landon Greeno on over at first. Ty Hanneborg at second. Blaze Zeiler in right with Andrew Barocious in left field for the FNBO Nationals. Currently, again, coming in 30-18 on the year compared to 14-1 for Grand Island Federal. Home Federal here in today's game. It's going to be an exciting matchup. We'll get now into our Owls lock and safe keys to the game. As we all know, Carson Johnson is going to be on the mound here for the Nationals in this game number 1. It's going to be all about, can Carson Johnson keep things actually pretty quiet to start the game? As we all know, the last couple of games, he really has gotten off to a sluggish start. I'm not going to say it's a slow start, but he's gotten off to a sluggish start in his last couple of starts here for Carson Johnson. Can he, in this slow start against a very powerful Grand Island Home Federal team, keep the runs to a minimum, maybe even not allowing a single run before he starts to ramp it up, as he, again, has done so the last couple of weeks? And then on the hitting side, against, yet again, another strong Grand Island Home Federal team that really is just pitching lights out here this season. They don't have a single guy that is posting an above 7 ERA. Good majority of them are actually under 5 and below, so they have quite an elite staff for Grand Island Home Federal. Of course, we've seen it all season on their side of being able to really shut down anything that goes on hitting-wise. Nationals picked up 8 hits yesterday against Grand Island U-Save. Really, we're just pouring the runs, and not only off of the hits, but off of really good base, work on the base pads, as well as picking off some freebies from Grand Island U-Save. It's going to be much tougher here against Grand Island Home Federal. Those freebies going to be less and less available, so it's really going to have to be on the players to be able to get things going. Thank you again to our sponsors today Midwest ATV, farmers and ranchers. Now's the time to get your ATVs and UTV service with Midwest Cycle and ATV. The first batter that'll be up here for Grand Island Home Federal today against Carson Johnson, Sam Dinkelman. He will be the first batter that Carson Johnson will be seeing. Again, 3-0 in his last 3 starts. Again, his last victory for Carson Johnson came about a week and a half ago against Millard North Union Pizzeria, where he took them down in a complete game. That's right, a complete game. Only gave up 2 runs in that game. Carson Johnson did. He's looking to continue that really strong start here, and this time against Grand Island Home Federal. To move on to the upper bracket next round, they'll be facing Kearney, but if the Nationals do lose, they'll be facing Lexington tomorrow. As here comes Sam Dinkelman up to bat for the side of Grand Island Home Federal. Dinkelman on the season here, batting .270 for the side Grand Island Home Federal with 12 doubles as well as 19 RBIs. He is a very strong extra base hitter here for the side of Home Federal. Facing off against Carson Johnson for the first time here today, as his fastball is outside. Ball number 1 from young Carson Johnson. Again, talked about it's going to be a real sticking point here in this early first 2, maybe 3 innings. Can Carson Johnson start off maybe a little quicker than he has the last couple of times he's been on the mound, as that pitch is just a smidge outside. On that off speed, it's 2-0 the count. Again, that's kind of been the one little blemish, if you could say anything, for Carson Johnson on his pitching starts, is he has some tough times when it comes to starting the game out. Right as that one is slide out to the gap in left center. That is going to be extra bases, so put another one on for Sam Dinkelman as he's making his way on over to second with a stand-up double. That is his 13th double on this season for Grand Island Home Federal. And they are starting off hot and heavy. Once again, here is Grand Island Home Federal with a leadoff double. As up now comes Broxton Barrientos for the side of Grand Island Home Federal. They have Dinkelman on over at second base already with a leadoff double. And they put up 15 runs yesterday against Scotts Bluff, or Wesco Scotts Bluff. And they, just like the Nationals, will look to continue that really strong offensive start here in the second game of their A7 district tournament, as Barrientos tried to lay the bunt down, but he misses it for strike number 1. So 1-1 the count now. Following Barrientos, E.J. Arenos, and then Jack Steenson on the side of Grand Island Home Federal. It's an 0-1 count from Carson Johnson. Nobody out here top of the first inning. Dinkelman on over at second. Here's the pitch. Turned on, and it's going to be gloved up by Carter Kelly. Good glove to throw to first in time, and they'll get the easy out on first. Following the grounder, it looked a little scary as it took a high bounce up, but Carter was able to glove it, and now he slings it to first, and there is 1 out here in this game. As here comes E.J. Arenos. It's going to be Aaron's coming up here to bat for him. For the side of Aaron's this year, batting, trying to find him. Aaron's currently sitting at a .255 batting average with only 4 doubles, but does have 27 RBIs. Dinkelman is at second and in scoring position, as that off-speed is way upstairs. Ball number 1 from Carson Johnson, as Johnson, again, looking to move his way into 4-0 stretch here in his last 4 starts. Probably facing one of the toughest teams he's seen all year when it comes to, or not even all year, but in the 4 starts that he's had recently, this could be one of, if not the toughest team he has faced. Grand Island Home Federal, they already have a runner on the base pads at second. And Dinkelman, well, that fastball's going to bounce away from Tristan Byron. Because of that, Dinkelman's going to make his way on over to third with the passed up ball. And just like that, the runner moves another couple feet, and he's at third, threatening to score. Grand Island Home Federal, once again, Carson Johnson off to a sluggish start. In this game, it's a 2-0 count quickly here to Aaron's. As out goes Tristan Byer to have a talk with his pitcher. And here's the thing with, Carson Johnson. Yeah, he gets off to a slow start, but, man, those last couple of games just really has turned the dial. He's like Benjamin Button. Starts off slow and then really turns it on towards the middle and late innings. But against a team like Grand Island Home Federal, he really needs to be on top of his A game through all 3 innings as that pitch is down low, ball 3. It's 3-0 the count now to E.J. Ahrens. The pitch, 3-0. That's down low, ball 4. And with that, Ahrens going to make his way on over to first with the walk. As Jack Stinson now will be taking the swings for Grand Island Home Federal. Runners at the corners. Got Ahrens on over at first and then Dinkelman at third. So already runners threatening for Grand Island Home Federal. This is probably, again, yesterday really was no threat from Grand Island USA. They only got to second base twice in the ball game, and so far a runner already making it way further for Grand Island Home Federal, threatening to score at third with Dinkelman. Here comes the first pitch into one Jack Stenson. That good bounce back pitch finds the zone for strike number 1, and that's probably what one Carson Johnson was looking for. He needed a strike to get into the zone to really, start building some confidence after a 4-pitch walk to E.J. Ahrens. See what he can do. A pickoff attempt to first will get Ahrens back as Landon Greeno tried to tag him out, but couldn't get there in time. So still 0-1 count with 1 down here in this top of the first inning. Top of the first brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. You can check out Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group at his new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. As that pitch is way upstairs. Ball number 2 just exits off of Carson Johnson's hand very awkwardly. Byer had to fly up from the catcher position to glove it. He was able to do so, but 1-1 the count now to Stenson. Johnson's pitch on the way. Slow grounder, but that'll be foul down the third base side, so they'll now move to 1-2 the count. Following Stenson will be Cedric Sullivan, and then Zenon Sack for Grand Island Home Federal. So runners at the corners once again. Ahrens, he's at first. At third is Sullivan. Just needs a fly out or a single to score the runner at third as Johnson will look for the strikeout. Sets. Here comes the 1-2. Just teetering on the outside. Oh, teetering on the outside part of the plate. There's ball 2. It's a 2-2 count now to Stenson. That one was mighty close to being strike number 3, but home plate umpire saw differently, and we're sitting now at 2-2 the count. As Johnson fires. That one swung on and missed by Stenson for the first strikeout of this ball game for Carson Johnson, and the second out of this inning. Here comes Cedric Sullivan up to bat now. Absolutely perfect. That is exactly what Carson Johnson needed, with runners threatening to score. Well, one specific runner threatening to score, Dinkelman at third. Johnson really needed a nice, easy out, preferably a strikeout to keep the runners at bay, and is able to do so. So now there's 2 down here in this top of the first for Cedric Sullivan to come up to bat for Grand Island Home Federal. He swings and misses for strike number 1. Late on that swing, it's now 0-1 the count. So it's an 0-1 count with 2 down. Runners at the corners. Johnson working really well these last 3 games on the mound. Can we make it 4 here? Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Another good off speed right in the zone. Strike number 2 got Sullivan frozen. It's now quickly 0-2 the count. And now he's picking up the tempo after giving up a double and then walking his next batter. Now sits with 2 down and an 0-2 count, looking to end the inning unscathed. The 0-2, there goes the runner. Swing and a miss. We're going to say it's foul, just barely off the bat of Sullivan. Oh, just barely tipping it. Just barely. We'll still stay at 0-2 now. Cedric Sullivan, the batter up here, man, he is oh so close. That one just barely getting the tip out. Or excuse me, the tip of the bat just barely connecting with the baseball. As Sullivan on the year so far, 14 strikeouts to his name. Johnson looking for his 15th against him right here. Once more, an 0-2 count. Runners at the corners for Grand Island Home Federal, threatening to score in this top of the first inning of the winner's bracket, round number 2. Both teams picking up their victories yesterday. Would love to advance to the next round on the upper bracket against each other. The pitch, 0-2, swing and a miss, he did it! Carson Johnson with back-to-back strikeouts ends this inning on a big bang as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Nationals tied up here with Grand Island Home Federal here on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and as always, live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
Larry's Glass is better known and has over 40 years of experience in glass replacement and installation. Whether you need a new window for your home, storefront, or vehicle, they have the expertise to get the job done. Larry's team of skilled professionals use the highest quality materials and techniques to ensure your satisfaction. Larry's takes pride in delivering outstanding service with affordable pricing and are on the Better Business Bureau honor roll. Trust Larry's Glass to take care of your glass needs, and you'll appreciate the difference that over 40 years of experience can make.
Whether you're a weekend warrior, youth, or professional athlete, the Great Plains Health Sports Medicine team has you covered. The team includes orthopedic surgeons, athletic trainers, and other healthcare specialists who spend their time at local high school and college sporting events, ensuring that athletes stay as injury-free as possible. In the event of an injury, the team remains committed to returning athletes to competition as quickly and safely as possible.
Contact the Great Plains Health Sports Medicine team by calling 308-568-7456.
This is Kurt Carter with Red Willow Chemical. Red Willow Chemical is your one-stop shop for all your crop protection needs. We sell and support products from top manufacturers like Bayer, BASF, Syngenta, Corteva, and FMC. Call me today, 308-340-7751. Visit us online at rwchemical.com to check out all your options and make sure you're getting the right products to optimize yield.
Growing relationships one crop at a time. Red Willow Chemical.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Ryder Park. FNBO Nationals currently taking on Grand Island Home Federal. It is the battle of the pitchers here today as Grand Island Home Federal throwing out their ace, Cohen Nelson. So far on the year, 39.1 innings pitched. He has a .712 ERA, a sub-1 ERA throughout this entire season, Cohen Nelson does, and it is going to be on for the Nationals to see how they can break him down and get some runs across. Again, Carson Johnson getting out of the first inning with runners in scoring position at third and first, but he's able to work his way out of it. Currently, it's a 1-1 count into Caden Johnson, who is again leading off for the Nationals. Thank you again to our sponsors for today, Kevin McGann with the Fortify Group, helping Nebraska families, farmers, and businesses for more than 50 years as Johnson swings and misses for strike number 2. Also, thank you to Clear Focus Eye Care. Clear Focus Eye Care, specializing in preventive eye care, dry eye treatment, and vision therapy. Schedule your appointment here today. The 1-2 from Nelson. Oh, just barely foul tipped off the bat of Joni. There for still a 1-2 count. Again, the ace for Grand Island Home Federal, sub-1 ERA this entire year. Get more into his stats. He's a 4-2 record with 1 save and 1 shutout so far. So it's a 1-2 count. The pitch on the way. Oh, just barely skirts on the outside part of the plate and in for strikeout number 1 for Cohen Nelson. And now here comes Carson Johnson up to bat. Johnson, his first time pitcher-on-pitcher action. So Cohen Nelson again, 4-2 this season, only allowing 29 hits. He's given up 4 earned runs, 12 walks with 53 strikeouts. Absolute amazing season for Cohen Nelson this year, and the Nationals are going to have quite a challenge today to see what they can do against him as that pitch is high into Carson Johnson for ball number 1. Again, Johnson at bat with Jack Polk in the hole and Carter Kelly on deck. Johnson recorded a big hit yesterday that got him on and later scored for the Nationals as Nelson bounces back with a strike in the, a pitch in the zone for strike number 1. It's 1-1 the count with 1 down here. This bottom of the first inning. Again, Kearney took down the number 1 seeded Hastings earlier today, so they move on to the upper bracket as Johnson turns on one. Foul down the third base side for strike number 2. So the winner of this game will be facing Kearney tomorrow in the upper bracket matchup. The loser will be facing Pinnacle Bank Lexington in the losers bracket game. depending on, again, who wins or who loses. Of course, we want the Nationals to win, but have quite a challenge against Cohen Nelson. Turned on and missed by Carson Johnson for back-to-back strikeouts as down he goes. There's now 2 outs here in this bottom of the first inning with Jack Polk up to bat now. That's now strikeout number 2 on the day for Cohen Nelson. And then strikeout number 55 on the season for Nelson. First pitch into Jack Polk. Swing and a miss for strike number 1. Again, Nationals 30-18 this season. Their best year so far. Pitch, just a smidge outside. It's 1-1 the count. Good eye from Jack Polk not to take the bait. 2 down here in this bottom of the first inning. Nothing to score. No runs on 1 hit. No errors for Grand Island Home Federal. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Nationals. Nelson delivers. Another off-speed, too low. Ball 2. 2-1 the count now. Next up on deck, and Carter Kelly hit that 2-run homer yesterday for the Nationals over Barrett Obermiller for Grand Island U's save to help put the Nationals up at the time 9-0 as that's fouled off of Polk for strike 2. It's a 2-2 count. Also want to wish Easton Jones a little shout out here as he's making his way on up, I believe, the end of this week for another surgery. He's got OCD in his knees. I have ADHD, so the combo here, not the greatest for both of us when we're doing baseball, but it's a 2-2 count as Cohen delivers. Just a smidge off the mark once again on the outside part. It's now 3-2 the count. And he'll be having that, I believe, later this week, so wish him a speedy recovery. And would love to see him next year as he again hit that home run against Ogallala this week. The 3-2, swing and a miss. Down goes Jack Polk, and that is the 3rd out of this inning. 3 straight strikeouts from Cohen Nelson. We now head to the top of the second. It's currently a 0-0 game. When we come back here to Ryder Park on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com. Post.
Sandhills State Bank is a bank for Sandhillers. Families, entrepreneurs, teachers, nonprofits, farmers, nurses, contractors, ranchers, stylists, artists, retailers, professionals, outfitters, restaurateurs, mechanics. It takes all of us to make the Sandhills prosper, and Sandhills State Bank is here to help. Open an account today at sandhillstate.com/open or visit one of our 10 locations across the Sandhills to start growing the Sandhills together. Sandhills State Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, at Premier Toyota, you'll find a friendly and easy-to-work with staff that'll help you find the perfect car. And whether you're looking for something new or pre-owned, Premier Toyota's got a wide selection of vehicles to choose from.
Plus, Premier Toyota has Toyota-trained technicians, so you know you're always getting the very best in service and repairs. Schedule your service and factory-scheduled maintenance today and keep your car running strong.
Stop by today and see why Premier Toyota is the #1 choice for car buyers. Let's go places.
Family first. My dad used to tell us that all the time. But family first wasn't just something he'd say to us. It was how he lived every day of his life. And it's how I try to live mine too.
At Shelter Insurance, our agents are dedicated to helping provide personalized auto, home, and life protection that puts your family first.
Find me, Brent Rogo, at 502 East Francis.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Ryder Park. It's currently a 0-0 ball game here in the top of the second inning. Our top of the second brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. You can check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. Slow roll to Jack Polk at short, and he'll get there for 1 pitch, 1 out for the Nationals here in this top of the second. Down goes Zandon Sack as he goes down. Again, thank you to Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. You can check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group at his new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. As well as a big shout out to Premier Toyota. Premier Toyota, just south of I-80 in North Platte, invites you to stop out and take a test drive here today. Premier Toyota, let's go places. As after the ground out from Sack, up to bat here for Grand Island Home Federal, Ryan Kostler. Here in this top of the second inning, currently a 0-0 ball game. No runs on 1 hit, no error for Grand Island Home Federal. No runs, no hits, no errors for the side of the FNBO Nationals as Carson Johnson's pitch is down low in the dirt. Ball one. It's a 1-1 count after Kostler fouled off the first pitch. Following Kostler, Gage Gannon, and then Riley Plummer for Home Federal. Here comes that 1-1 pitch on the way. Another one that's down low. Ball two. It's 2-1 the count now. Pretty peaceful for, well, let's say peaceful, even though Carson Johnson did have a runner on the base pad in his first inning of pitching work. Was able to work out of it. That one's fouled right on over my head towards my vehicle, and that's now a 2-2 count into Kostler. But again, Carson Johnson coming into today's contest 3-0 in his last 3 innings, including a complete game against Millard North. As that one is fouled down the third base side. Still stay at 2-2 against Millard North Pizzeria on the Grand Island, the Hastings Kearney tournament just a week ago. Pitched that complete game, only gave up 2 runs. The 2-2. Little grounder to Carter Kelly at 30. Gloves it. The throw to first, giving him plenty of time. And there's a quick 2 down here in this top of the second inning. 2 up, 2 down to bring Gage Gannon. Riley Plummer's going to be on deck with, in the holding, Sam Dinkelman. Quick 2 up, 2 down here for the side of the FNBO Nationals after Cohen Nelson went 3 up, 3 down with 3 straight strikeouts. Start the game for Grand Island Home Federal on the defensive side. Johnson wants to answer back with the quick 3 up, 3 down. First pitch into Gannon. It's going to be tied inside, but there for strike number 1. So far on the year for Gage Gannon when it comes to his hitting stats, hitting .215. Not the strongest year for him in terms of his overall hitting. Does have 3 doubles as that pitch is down low in the dirt. Ball number 1 to Gannon. So it's a 1-1 count. Plummer on deck if we get there with Sam Dinkelman in the hole. Johnson's up to 27 pitches here already in the top of the second. 16 strikes and 11 balls. 1-1. Just going to sneak itself in on the outside part of the zone for strike number 2. It's 1-2 the count now. Johnson looking for his 3rd strikeout of this ball game here against Gannon. Pitch. Oh, that's up high at the letters, but too far. It's ball number 2 as Gannon check swung, but didn't fully go around. So now we're at a 2-2 count with 2 down in the top of the second. Lots of 2s all around. As now the 2-2 pitch from the righty, Carson Johnson on the way. That one slow chopper to Jack Polk at short. The throw to first is going to be in time as Landon Green know how to get down and get her. That is a 3 up, 3 down situation here for the FNBO Nationals in the top of the second. We're going to make our way now quickly to the bottom of the second inning with the Nationals tied up with Grand Island Home Federal here at Ryder Park. When we come back, FM 98.1, AM 1410, as always live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
Planning a special event, whether it be a wedding, concert, sporting event, convention, or anything else, the DNN Event Center can handle it all. The DNN Event Center is the biggest event center in North Platte. This building is perfectly suited for anything from small gatherings to major events. Rent just one small room or book the entire facility. The choices are endless at the DNN Event Center, your home for exciting events, special moments, and precious memories. Call today to make your reservation at 534-0255.
Your health is our mission. Great Plains Health.
Are you or a loved one in need of medical equipment to improve your quality of life? Look no further than Great Plains Health Home Care Equipment. Our state-of-the-art and affordable medical products are specifically designed to return your independence. From manual and power wheelchairs, mobility scooters, and lift chairs to walking aids, ramps, hospital beds, and bath safety products. We have everything you need to make your home a comfortable and safe place to live. We even provide CPAP and BiPAP equipment and supplies, as well as oxygen equipment and supplies. Call Great Plains Health Home Care Equipment today.
Welcome back, everybody, here Ryder Park. It's currently a 0-0 ball game in the bottom of the second inning. Big shout out to our sponsors here in the bottom of the second. Of course, Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. Check out Kevin McGann, the Fortify Group, at his new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. And then also thank you to Dave's Place Pizza and Wings. Meet your friends, bring the family, enjoy the Pizza of the Month daily special wings and more at Dave's Place on 1510 East 4th Street. As Carter Kelly is now up to bat here for the FNBO Nationals. Kelly, of course, yesterday hit that 2-run home run that helped propel the Nationals at that moment to a 9-0 lead over Grand Island U State. He'll be facing off against Cohen Nelson for the first time here in today's game. Nelson, 3 straight batters he saw, 3 straight strikeouts. Can he make it 4? That one dropped up to left field. Back at it goes Stinson, and it's off the fence line. So Carter Kelly's looking at a double here, and just like that, a leadoff double from Carter Kelly. That one just barely almost didn't make it over the fence, but Carter Kelly with a double here to start this bottom of the second inning. He is having himself a district tournament so far. 2 doubles and a home run yesterday. Now starting off today's game with a double as well. Nationals have a runner in scoring position against Cohen Nelson. That is the only, guess what, the 30th hit given up by Nelson this year. And it was a double from Carter Kelly, and now the Nationals are in prime position to get a run across as infield looking for a bunt, specifically Kostler at third as Byer has his pitch foul tipped off for strike number 1. Just if the wind just was maybe blowing a little bit more, that ball could have gone all the way as it just barely got over the head of Jack Stenson in left field. As now time's going to be called as Gage Gannon goes out to talk with his pitcher, Nelson, and he'll now go back to his catching position and get ready to rock and roll. Again, Carter Kelly having himself a district tournament with 3 doubles in 2 games and a home run. It's an 0-1 count. Nelson will get the sign from Gannon into Byer, who's looking to bunt. The run laid down there by Tristan Byer. Beautifully done. The throw to first, though, will get Byer, but that moves Carter Kelly successfully on over to third. A beautiful bunt being laid down by Tristan Byer on the sacrifice. And just like that, Carter Kelly's in scoring position, so the Nationals now with an opportunity with Landon Greeno up to bat to draw first blood here against Grand Island Home Federal and take a 1-0 lead. Home Federal had a runner in scoring position in the top of the first inning. Johnson was able to get out of the inning, but let's see if Grand Island can do the same here. As Landon Greeno's up to bat, he looked to lay the bunt down. It's going to get away from the catcher again, but Carter Kelly was not ready to jump on home following the passed up ball. He was turning around after it ran right into the glove, and because of that, a missed opportunity for the Nationals, but a 1-0 count. Greeno looking to lay the bunt down for Carter Kelly as once again Kostler is in the infield grass expecting it. It's Nelson. Looks to fire in a 1-0 count now to Greeno as it goes. The bunt laid down. It's a high chopper, but it'll go foul for strike number 1. And Greeno, one of the more better bunters for the FNBO Nationals in this position. If you remember when he joined the team against Kearney, the Kearney game at home, in his first start, laid down a magnificent bunt on the third base line that was a game changer for the Nationals that allowed them to finish off Kearney and pick up the victory to advance, I believe at the time, 3-0. And now here, with a 1-1 count, Greeno, another opportunity to do that here against Cohen Nelson. Here comes the 1-1 from Nelson. Whoa, way up high, close to the head of Landon Greeno, but he's able to avoid it. There's ball number 2. It's 2-1 the count now. Again, Nelson started today's day off in the top of the first with bottom of the first with 3 straight strikeouts. Now, runners threatening to score. Carter Kelly at third. The delivery. Laid down. Not going to be good enough as Greeno. Going to run on over to first. The throw in time, so they'll get the second out. The bunt, unfortunately, just died on the infield grass, and with that, there's an easy out for Grand Island U-Save as they just were able to throw out Greeno at second, and that's kind of been the problem for this field right here in these 2 games or these last 2 days. Any ball that touches this grass just immediately dies, and bunts are just no exception, and it's been very, very hard for any team to really successfully lay down a good bunt as Nelson's pitch into Ty Hanneborg is in the zone for Strike number 1 again. Carter Kelly at third after his double. Threatening to score for the Nationals. One of their best opportunities so far early on in this game to get a run across and go up 1-0 against Grand Island Home Federal. Nelson with his 0-1. Way outside. There's ball 1. Again, the young Hanneborg getting a lot of great experience in these last 9 games. At this point, 9 games. Picked up a pair of hits against Ogallala and then 3 total hits in the the Hastings Kearney tournament. Keep saying Grand Island. We're here in Grand Island. 1-1. Swing and a miss from Hanneborg for strike number 2. A 1-2 count with 2 down. Hanneborg, the last vestige of hope for the Nationals here in this bottom of the second to get a run across and go up 1-0. As Nelson get the sign from Gannon and deliver the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike number 3. 4th strikeout of this ball game for Nelson, and just like that, the inning comes to an end. The Nationals couldn't get a run across. We now move to the top of the 3rd inning with the Nationals tied up here with Grand Island USAVE. 0-0 when we come back here to Ryder Park, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
In the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Bill Summers Ford, Honda, Nissan, Lincoln for your next vehicle. Look online 24/7 at BillSummers.com. Bill Summers is Western Nebraska's leasing headquarters, and they have aggressive financing to get you into the vehicle you've been dreaming of. Check out all the inventory at BillSummers.com anytime. Bill Summers Ford, Honda, Nissan, Lincoln, where families are our business. Highway 83 and Walker Road in North Platte, and online 24/7 at BillSummers.com. CT Computer Services of North Platte has laptops for under $300 now in stock. If your computer is running slow, it probably needs a tune-up. Take it to CT Computer Services. The basic tune-up price is only $50 and save more on Tune-Up Tuesdays. CT Computer Services sells both new and refurbished desktops and laptops, and they have laptops for under $300 in stock now. See your IT guys at 905 South Willow or give them a call, 534-3628.
Well, back here to Ryder Park, FNBO Nationals currently tied with Grand Island Home Federal here in the top of the 3rd inning. 0-0, no runs on 1 hit, no errors for Grand Island. No runs on 1 hit, no error for the FNBO Nationals. Both sides have had an opportunity to score with a runner at 3rd base, but both sides unable to convert on it. As up to bat comes Riley Plummer for Home Federal. His first time here today as the 9-hole hitter after Plummer. We go back to the top of the order with Dinkelman as Johnson's first pitch is just going to be off the mark on the off speed. Too low, ball number 1. Thank you again to our sponsors here for today's game. Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group, helping Nebraska families, farmers, and businesses for more than 50 years for farm, crop, auto, home, and commercial insurance. Stop by Kevin McGann on 621 South Dewey, Suite B. Nice bounce back pitch from one Carson Johnson as it's in the zone for strike number 1, a 1-1 count. Also, thank you to our sponsor, the Shelter Insurance guys, Pete Voles and Brett Rogo. Go see them for auto, home, life, and more. It's Shelter Insurance. Foul down the 3rd base side from Plummer for strike number 2. It's a 1-2 count. We're here at the beginnings of a pitching duel between both Carson Johnson and Cohen Nelson. Johnson looking for his 4th strikeout right here. 1-2. Oh, just a bit off the mark and low. Ball number 2. Again, that outside part of the plate has been a contested matchup for either side in this ball game. So now a 2-2 once more. That fastball is down low. Ball 3 from Carson Johnson. After getting in a nice little position, now it's worked back full for Plummer. Johnson would not love to walk him to lead off this top of the 3rd. Here comes that 3-2. Pops sky high, drifting on over to Carter Kelly at 3rd. He gets under it, and he gloves it for out number 1, and Carter Kelly helps Carson Johnson there. The buddy's able to get out of that little bit of a situation, and now there's 1 down here in this top of the 3rd inning for Sam Dinkelman. Hey, he doubled out to the gap in left center field in his first plate appearance. The lone hit for Grand Island Home Federal in this ball game. Looking to see if he can go 2 for 2 here against Johnson. One fouled off the bat of Dinkelman for strike number 1. Following Dinkelman, Broxton Barrientos and then E.J. Ahrens for the side at Grand Island Home Federal. The 0-1, off speed, just a smidge outside the zone for ball 1. It's a 1-1 count now for Sam Dinkelman. Both teams really getting into the pitching wars early on as Johnson's off speed is off the mark. Ball 2, it's 2-1 the count now. Johnson trying to work his way up here. His 2-1 on the way. Low once more. It's right below the knees. Ball 3, it's 3-1 to Dinkelman. Johnson again trying to play it low to Dinkelman. Trying to avoid another hit. The 3-1 from Johnson. Way outside. Ball 4, and with that, Dinkelman will get on with the walk with 1 out here in this top of the 3rd inning as Broxton Barrientos now comes up. He's 0 for 1 today. Grounded out to Jack Polk at shortstop in his first plate appearance. Has a runner at first. That's going to be 1. Sam Dinkelman when it comes to stolen bases on the year for Dinkelman. Trying to see if I can find something here. Haven't really seen anything on that stat line. So Dinkelman could potentially make his way as Johnson's pitch is high up, ball 1. So far, these last 2 batters, Johnson having a little bit of trouble with his control. Majority of his off speeds, 4 of them to be exact, were down low, and that one too high on the fastball. Dinkelman at first. Johnson sets and fires his 1-0. That one driven out to left field. Back at it goes Brocious. Still going, and he gloves it there for out number 2. And with that, going back on over to first is Dinkelman. So 2 down now here in this inning after solid contact from Barrientos, but didn't really get anything done. And now E.J. Ahrens comes up to bat. He walked in his first plate appearance for the side of Grand Island Home Federal. And this combo of Ahrens and Dinkelman were at the corners in the top of the 1st inning, threatening to score, but Johnson was able to get out of the inning. Can he do it once again right here with 2 down in the top of the 3rd? 0-0 once again is the score. Johnson now trying to pick off Dinkelman. He flies back onto first base, gets there safely. Following Ahrens, it'll be Jack Stenson, then Cedric Sullivan for the side of Grand Island Home Federal. Carson Johnson up to 43 pitches, 23 strikes, and 20 balls. First pitch in, now going to Ahrens. Turns on one into left field for a base hit. Second hit of this ball game for Grand Island Home Federal as Ahrens gets it into left. And now here comes Jack Stinson. He struck out swinging in his first plate appearance. He was the final out in the the top of the 1st when there were 2 on and 2 down for Grand Island Home Federal. And now same thing, 2 on and 2 down, but this time runners at 2nd and 1st for Home Federal. Johnson would love to get out of this inning, not allowing anything else to come about for Grand Island Home Federal. Still a 0-0 ball game early on here, top of the 3rd. Johnson delivers his first pitch into Stenson. High up and around the letters, ball number 1. 1-0 the count. Sullivan on deck with Zanon Sack, who's on deck for Grand Island Home Federal. Dinkelman at 2nd, Ahrens at 1st. Johnson with his 1-0 after a glance at 2nd delivers. Popped up. That's going into left field. On comes the side of Caden Jolton. He gets there and gloves it for out number 3. Yet again, another hit came about for Grand Island Home Federal, but they couldn't get anything done with that hit. We now head to the bottom of the 3rd inning with the FNBO Nationals tied with Grand Island Home Federal here at Ryder Park on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
Looking for a fuel stop that goes above and beyond? Well, look no further. Wicked Fast in North Platte is here to take your refueling experience to new heights. Jennifer and the crew at Wicked Fast believe that exceptional service makes all the difference. But they're not just about fueling your vehicle. If you're feeling hungry, grab a snack or drink at Wicked Fast on North Highway 83 in North Platte. Conveniently located across the street from Do It Center. And have you downloaded the MyPhillips 66 app yet? You're missing out on amazing savings that'll make your gas bills much easier on your wallet.
Welcome back here, everybody, to Ryder Park in the bottom of the third inning. Our bottom of the third brought to you in part by, of course, Kevin McGann in the Fortifying Room. You can check out his new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. Alongside another round / River's Edge Golf Course. Good times, great food, drinks, and sports. Another round sports bar at the River's Edge Golf Course. Come have another round with them. We're here again, bottom of the third. It's a 0-0 ball game. No runs on 2 hits, no errors for Grand Island Home Federal. No runs on 1 hit, no errors for the side of the FNBO Nationals. So following the pop out to center field from one Jack Stenson, Blaze Zeiler comes up to bat. He had a triple yesterday for the Nationals while also throwing the bat around at third, or run around at third, excuse me, as first pitch from Nelson outside but swung on and missed by Zeiler for strike number 1. 0-1 count again. Zeiler hit that fantastic triple, almost homer to straightaway center with that hit. See if he can do it again here. A little half-hearted check swing that bounces off of his bat. The speedster just barely won't be able to get to first in time. Following the bobble from Cedric Sullivan, and he'll ground out to first. And with that, 1 out here in this inning. So the 9-hole hitter Andrew Brocious now up to bat for the Nationals. Following Brocious, Caden Johnson, then Carson Johnson. Again, we're here in a pretty strong pitching duel between both Carson Johnson and Cohen Nelson. Either side's only given up a combined 3 hits already in this ball game, as Nelson's up to 28 pitches, 20 strikes, 8 balls. Brocious looking for his first hit here of the tournament, as that one is down low and outside for strike number 1. Head coach Ricky Holm, as well as Andrew Brocious, not liking that call on that one. 0-1 as Nelson sets and fires again. That's high and outside, but this time calls for a ball. Ball number 1, 1-1 the count now. Again, Johnson on deck with Johnson in the hole. That's 9, 1, and 2 at the moment, the order for the Nationals. 1 out here, bottom of the third. Nelson delivers. That one, slow chopper on over to Kostler at third. The throw to first. He'll get there in time, and there's 2 down here in this inning. 2 up, 2 down here for the side of the FNBO Nationals, and they're bottom of the third. And here comes Caden Johnson. He struck out looking in his first plate appearance for Joni. Let's see what he can do here on his second go-around against Cohen Nelson. This time looking to avoid the strikeout and keep this inning alive for the Nationals. Nelson fires. That's high up in the zone. Ball number 1 to Johnson. 1-0. Again, Cohen Nelson started the bottom of the first with 3 straight strikeouts. Looking for his 5th right here. That pitch, though, in the zone with the fastball for strike number 1. It's 1-1 count now. Nobody on, 2 down here, bottom of the third. We're flying through this ball game, but when you got a pitching duel like you have at the moment, that's kind of how the game goes. The 1-1. Ooh, that off speed will hit the dirt for ball number 2, 2-1. Nationals' lone hit came off of a double from Carter Kelly to left field, exactly where he hit the home run yesterday. He almost did it the exact same here today, but just couldn't get the distance. He failed to score, though, later that inning. The 2-1 is squared up and fouled on right over to the parking lot for strike number 2. It's 2-2 the count now with 2 down in this bottom of the third. 2-2-2. 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes for the number 2 batter. Number 2, that's his number, Joni. Ooh, that's high. Ball 3. It's 3-2 now as Johnson looking to draw the walk here. That'd be the first walk of this ball game for Cohen Nelson if we get there. Following Joni, Carson Johnson, then Jack Polk. 3-2 now for Joni, the center fielder in today's game for the Nationals. Nelson likes the sign from Gannon. The 3-2. That one squared, and it'll get into center field for a base hit. Caden Johnson in the clutch picks up a hit, the second of the day for the Nationals, and just like that, our runner is on for Carson Johnson. He struck out swinging in his first plate appearance. Now has a runner, Joni, on over at first base for the Nationals. As here comes Johnson again. Had a single in his last game for the side of the FNBO Nationals. Would love to continue that here and get another one against Cohen Nelson and keep this inning and scoring opportunity alive for the Nationals. Left-handed pitcher, though, so the steal's going to be quite tough, as Nelson's going to throw on over to first to get Joni back, and he gets back in plenty of time. So Johnson's still waiting for that first pitch in. Again, left-handed pitchers have been a little bit of a bugaboo for the Nationals when it comes to their base running. As the pitch from Nelson is tied inside, almost hitting Carson Johnson for ball number 1. Johnson kind of shrugging it off like it did hit him in the elbow, but just barely glancing it maybe, but here we are at a 1-0 count, won't complain. Nelson will now once again try to pick it off Caden Jones, but he gets back. And just like that, he'll once again be safe at first. 2 down here in this inning. A 1-0 count to Carson Johnson. Uh-oh, Joni got caught in the pickle. He was going to go anyway. The throw into second is not going to be in time. They're going to say that the second base umpire is going to call Caden Johnson safe. He was caught in the pickle. Yep, and now here comes the head coach for Grand Island Home Federal to have a talk with it. So Kirby Wells is going to come out and have a chit-chat with the, second base umpire as Sam Dinkelman thought he applied the tag to Joni sliding in. It looked like the inning was going to come to an end. Joni was dead set on stealing on that pitch, and Cohen Nelson totally knew it. Got him in the pickle, but Joni just beating out the tag after the throw was there in plenty of time, and just like that, there's still 2 down in this inning, and Joni is on over at second. Again, really can't be any contest because it was tough for the home plate and first base umpire to see it. So Joni will get into second successfully with the steal. Luckily enough, he'll get in with the steal. So head coach Ricky Holman, Caden Johnson counting their blessings on that one. Let's see if the Nationals can convert with a hit to bring him home from second. Cohen Nelson still on the mound. It's a 1-0 count to the other pitcher, Carson Johnson, who's up to bat. The pitch. Well, that's tight inside, but it will find the mark in the zone. Strike number 1, 1-1 the count. That off-speed looked like it was going to hit Johnson, but then curved its way back in. Or slid its way back in for strike number 1, 1-1 now. Again, Joni on over at second for the Nationals. Nelson delivers. Oh, that's going to bounce off the hand of Carson Johnson. They're going to say it actually bounced off the bat and then off the hand. Oh, they're going to say it actually bounced off his hand. So with that, Carson Johnson's going to make his way to first, but you don't like to see that again, bouncing off of his hand. It doesn't look like it's off of his pitching hand, but still, hate to see something from, getting hit. Fortunately, your pitcher getting hit by a pitch, but he makes his way on over. He's a tough man, and now Kirby Wells is going to come out and have a talk with his pitcher, Cohen Nelson, and they're going to give time to Carson Johnson. So there's 2 down here. 2 runners on for the Nationals. Johnson at first, Johnson at second for Jack Polk. Polk in this game, already for the FNBO Nationals, struck out swinging in his first at-bat. He has 2 runners on and a prime opportunity for the Nationals to pick up their first runs here against Grand Island Home Federal, against probably, not even probably, the definitive ace of Grand Island Home Federal, Cohen Nelson. Thank you again to our sponsor, Sand Hills State Bank, the most committed brand in banking with locations in North Platte, Ogallala, Grant, and many more. Head to sandhillstate.com for a full list of services and locations. So here we go. Jack Polk will now come up to bat and struck out swinging in his first plate appearance. Has a runner in scoring position, Joni at second and Carson Johnson at first. Johnson steps on his back. He's ready to rock and roll. Nelson will be taking on Jack Polk. A single into the outfield could bring Johnson home. We also could see a double steal attempted by the Nationals as Nelson steps off the bag and both runners get back. Infield not playing fully back to the outfield grass, but about halfway in between as Nelson fires to Polk. That's down low and outside. Ball number 1 to Jack Polk. Following Polk, it is Carter Kelly. He doubled in his last plate appearance. Prior to this inning, he was the lone Nationals batter to record a hit. As now Caden Johnson, the recipient of the second hit of today's game for the Nationals. The 1-0. That one fouled off the bat of Polk for strike number 1. 1-1 the count now with 2 down. No runs on 2 hits for Grand Island Home Federal. No runs, 2 hits. Both teams no errors as well. It's going to be quiet in that bat. 1-1 the count. 2 runners on for the Nationals. Joni on at second. Johnson at first. 2 down here. The pitch. Outside. Oh, we're going to say it's in there. Strike number 2. That one was mighty, my eyes, way outside, but home plate umpire sees it differently. It's now 1-2 the count with 2 down. It's that outside part of the plate again, rearing its head for either side. The 1-2. Off speed. In there, strike 3 at the knees, and just like that, the inning comes to an end. The Nationals had another scoring opportunity. Couldn't convert, and we head to the top of the 4th. Currently a 0-0 ball game. When we come back here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
Swing into the season by calling Linda Meyer Law for all your legal needs. Our lineup consists of all-star caliber attorneys, Bob Lindemeyer, Amanda Spiker, Kent Florum, Kent Turnbull, and rookie sensations Victoria Hervey and Natalie Hoffman. When life gets to the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs, we'll step up to the plate and hit a home run for you. Call Linda Meyer Law, 534-6740. That's Linda Meyer Law, 534-6740.
Now the weather is warmer, it's time to dust off your golf clubs and head out to River's Edge Golf Club in North Platte with beautifully maintained lush greens and breathtaking views. River's Edge offers a modern course that is perfect for golfers of all skill levels. But that's not all. After your game, swing into Another Round Sports Bar for some amazing food and drinks. You'll find something for everyone on their menu, from juicy burgers to crisp salads and refreshing drinks. River's Edge is open to the public, so anyone can come and enjoy the fun.
Welcome back here to Reiner Park. It is the top of the 4th inning. FNBO Nationals tied up here with Grand Island Home Federal in the second round of the upper bracket. Nationals taking on the number 2 seeded Grand Island Home Federal here in today's ball game. Winner will go take on Kearney in tomorrow's upper bracket matchup. Kearney with the upset victory over the number 1 seeded Hastings. Hastings moving to the lower bracket. Loser of this game will be taking on Pinnacle Bank Lexington tomorrow with, and Ty Robinson was actually warming up in the bullpen for the Nationals in this half inning. Again, Carson Johnson is pitching. Again, it did take that ball off of his arm, or his hand, excuse me, in his last at-bat. He'll be facing Cedric Sullivan, who struck out swinging in his first plate appearance. Grand Island Home Federal, he smashes that one to left field, and it will, though, be pulled foul for strike number 1, an 0-1 count. Our top of the 4th inning is brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group, helping Nebraska families, farmers, and businesses for more than 50 years. As well as thank you to Red Willow Chemical. At Red Willow Chemical, they offer both generic and name brand chemicals and fertilizers in bulk option. You can get more info about their delivery and aerial application services online at rwchemical.com. The 0-1, driven out to left field once again, but just in the range for Andrew Brocious to get there and glove it for out number 1. Not looking like that little hand injury, little zinger he took, bothering Carson Johnson too much. As Zenon Sack now comes up, he grounded out to Jack Polk in his first plate appearance today for Grand Island Home Federal. Facing off against Carson Johnson, 48 pitches, 27 strikes, 21 balls. Again, if you remember, Carson Johnson pitched a complete game against Millard North Union Pizzeria in the Kearney Hastings tournament just about a week ago, as that pitch is down low for ball number 1. Following Sack gets Ryan Kostler, the third baseman, and then Gage Gannon for Grand Island Home Federal. As Sack steps back in, he's ready to rock and roll. It's an 1-0 count as Johnson steps and fires. That's around the letters and in there for strike number 1. 1-1 the count. Again, this is just quite a fascinating matchup between these two teams. Some of the best teams in Class A, putting out some of the best pitchers this year. Again, the bona fide ace for Grand Island Home Federal Cohen Nelson, and then Carson Johnson, who's been on a tear the last half of the season with his last 3 starts going 3-0 as that pitch is down low. Ball 2, 2-1. 2-1 to Sack. Nobody on, 1 out here, top of the 4th. He steps and fires again. Got around the letters and just a bit outside. Ball 3. Just smidge outside with that pitch. It's 3-1 the count now. As Johnson steps and fires with 1 out. That's down low, ball 4, and with that, Sack will take the walk on over to first. And now that brings up, again, Ryan Kostler, the third baseman. He grounded out to Carter Kelly in his first plate appearance. Though, Grand Island Home Federal in the situation of a double play at the moment. Sack on over at first for Home Federal. Following Kostler, again, Gage Ginn, and then Riley Plummer. As Johnson steps and fires. Check swing, but that off speed's in there for strike number 1. 0-1 the count now. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for Grand Island Home Federal. No runs on 2 hits, no errors for the FNBO Nationals here in this top of the 4th. Johnson looking to deliver his 55th pitch, but he'll try to pick off Sack at first, but he gets back in plenty of time. So we're still sitting at an 0-1 count to the third baseman, Kostler. As Johnson gets into his motion right now and delivers. Another off speed is in there for strike number 2. 2 good bounce back pitches from Carson Johnson after giving up the walk to Zenon Sack. Now let's see if he can finish it off with a strikeout right here and get the second out. As Johnson likes the sign from Tristan Byer and delivers his 0-2 pitch. He's got one little chopper on over to Carter Kelly. Fair. The throw is going to be on over to first, not in time, as he threw it off of his back foot. A little bit of a bad bounce and then a unfortunate angle that Carter Kelly had to glove it at. And because of that, it's an infield single for Ryan Kostler. And now we have 2 on and 1 down here in this inning for Grand Island Home Federal, with a runner at second base being Zenon Sack, threatening to score. Gage Gannon's now at bat. He grounded out to Jack Polk in his first plate appearance at shortstop. Once again, threatening to score for Grand Island with 2 runners on. Johnson with a long glance at second base to Sack. Delivers. Swing and a miss from Gannon. Strike number 1. It's an 0-1 count. As time's going to be called for Ryan Kostler to tie his shoe. So Sack at second, Kostler at first. Another situation for Grand Island Home Federal that have 2 runners on the base pads. Carson Johnson so far has been able to get out of these situations pretty unscathed. See if he can do it again. Long glance at second from Johnson. Here comes his 0-1 pitch. Another off speed's in there for strike number 2. Once again, getting into his rhythm following the leadoff walk from Zenon Sack. See what he can do here against Gage Gannon. Gannon so far this season hitting, again, .215. Johnson will step back onto the mound. Getting ready to rock and roll. Take a glance at second base. Johnson with his 0-2. That one just going to be barely foul tip off the bat of Gannon for still getting an 0-2 count. Johnson's got Gannon's number all through these pitches so far. He's been a little bit behind, has Gage Gannon been. Barely foul tipped that one off. It's still an 0-2 count with 1 down here in the top of the 4th. As Johnson will take, again, his long glance at second with the quick windup. Oh, it's too high around the lettering for ball number 1. Try to go back to that sinker. Just didn't sink in. Say a little too high, and it's 1-2 the count now. Still 1 out here. Grand Island Home Federal has 2 runners on the base pads. Sack at second, and Kostler at first. The 1-2. Pops sky high, but it'll drift foul to where I'm sitting for yet again a 1-2 count. Riley Plummer on deck for Grand Island Home Federal, and Sam Dinkelman as well is in the hole. So here we go. 1-2 once again. Johnson looking to find another strikeout and a second out. Here comes his payoff. 1-2 pitch. That's in there. Strike number 3, and down goes Gannon for out number 2. 2 down here in this top of the 4th to bring up Riley Plummer now comes up to bat. He's 0 for 1 today. He flew out to Carter Kelly at third, and head coach Ricky Holm is going to take some time to have a talk with one Carson Johnson here. His first plate appearance today when it comes to a mound visit. So, of course, as you know, the rules here for Legion, coaches are only allowed 2 visits. The second one is for a pitching change. So, with 2 down and 2 runners on, and up to bat being Riley Plummer, head coach Ricky Holm wanted to come out and have a talk with his pitcher Carson Johnson to make sure he's ready to rock and roll and keep his infield focused, with once again Sack at second and Kostler at first. So far this season for Plummer, hitting .264 with no doubles, no extra base at bats for Plummer, though with 8 RBIs. So really good single hitter, but not really able to bring anything else further. 2 down here, 2 runners on for Home Federal. Johnson, still on the mound, will deliver his 63rd pitch. Swing and a miss. There's strike number 1 to Plummer with a pitch in the dirt. 0-1 the count now. No runs on 3 hits, no errors for Grand Island Home Federal. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the FNBO Nationals here at the top of the 4th. Both sides really going at it here on the side of their pitching. Absolutely incredible stuff. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Carson Johnson. That's going to be down low. Good stuff from Tristan Byron to not let it squirt past him and advance the runners, so it's currently a 1-1 count. Following Plummer, Sam Dinkelman, then Broxton Barrientos for Grand Island Home Federal. 1-1 count as Johnson will get the sign he likes from Tristan Byron as he gets ready and fires. Ooh, that one's tight inside, but doesn't find the zone. It's ball number 2. That one was close to hitting Plummer. Again, Ty Robinson has been warming up in the bullpen for the Nationals from what I saw last half inning. Haven't seen him doing it so far, but Johnson really still putting out a strong performance so far. Here's a 2-1 count into Plummer as Johnson fires. Check swing. They're going to say he went around, and with that, there's strike number 2 at this at-bat. It's a 2-2 count now to Riley Plummer as Johnson looks for the inning out. The inning out. Oh my good heavens. A little tongue twister there. 2-2 with 2 down. Johnson will deliver. Driven out to left field. That one's skied up. Back at it goes Brocious. Still going. He gets there and gloves it for out number 3. And that is how the inning comes to an end. Another couple of batters got on here for Grand Island Home Federal, but they couldn't do anything with it. And with that, we are now going to the bottom of the 4th inning here on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com with a nothing ball game at the moment.
It's not too late to register your students for the fall 2023 Bullpup Preschool or Kindergarten year at North Platte Public Schools. We are excited to assist you at the Welcome Center located at 301 West F Street in North Platte, and we are open from 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Or you can register from the comfort of your own home online at mppsd.org. Come learn and grow with us at North Platte Public Schools.
4! Now the weather is warmer, it's time to dust off your golf clubs and head out to River's Edge Golf Club in North Platte. With beautifully maintained lush greens and breathtaking views, River's Edge offers a modern course that is perfect for golfers of all skill levels. But that's not all. After your game, swing into another round sports bar for some amazing food and drinks. You'll find something for everyone on their menu, from juicy burgers to crisp salads and refreshing drinks. River's Edge is open to the public, so anyone can come and enjoy the fun.
Well, Welcome back here to the bottom of the fourth inning. Nationals up to bat here in this bottom of the fourth. Excuse me, my good heavens, my voice was dying there. Thank you again to our sponsors here today. Kevin McGann with the Fortify Group, helping Nebraska families, farmers, and businesses for more than 50 years, as well as our premier video sponsor for today's game, Allo Communications. Allo has packages that let you experience fast, reliable fiber internet, fiber TV, and fiber phone online at allofiber.com. Nelson's first pitch into Carter Kelly is outside for ball number 1. Kelly doubled to the left field fence, almost hitting a home run. He did it yesterday at a home run in that same exact area against Grand Island U-Save. It's now a 2-0 pitch from Cohen Nelson. He's up to 46 pitches, 29 strikes, and 17 balls here in this bottom of the fourth. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for Home Federal. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the FNBO Nationals. As Nelson with the 2-0 delivers to Kelly. That is just going to barely find its way in for strike number 1 on the outside part of that plate. Looked like on my end it was just, again, a mid-outside, but hopefully an umpire sees differently. The 2-1. Another check swing that finds its way in. Strike number 2. It's now a 2-2 count to Carter Kelly at this at-bat. Again, Cohen Nelson really playing favorites on the outside part of the zone and getting 2 really good calls that go his way. 2-2. Nelson now fires again. That one's way outside, ball 3. It's 3-2 now to Carter Kelly. Nobody out, bottom of the fourth. We're still scoreless in this ball game. As Nelson now gets ready for his 3-2 pitch. As he gets the sign from Gannon, he likes. Here it comes, 3-2 on the way. Popped up, driven towards center. Back underneath it gets Barrientos, and he'll get there and glove it for out number 1 of this bottom of the fourth inning. So that brings up now Tristan Byer. He sacrificed bunted in his first plate appearance that moved Carter Kelly to third base, but now with nobody on and 1 out, he'll come up to swing to see what damage he can do. Following Byer, Landon Greeno, then Ty Hannaborg for the Nationals. Nelson fires. Turned on, and it's going to stay fair, and with that, Tristan Byer gets on with a single, and with 1 down, Nationals now get a runner on. It's Tristan Byer just barely skirting it down the third base side, fair. And with that, he's on for Landon Greeno come up to bat. He got out on a bunt attempt in his first plate appearance trying to bunt Carter Kelly home from third a couple innings ago, but now has Byer at first and a free range to swing does Landon Greeno. Cloud starting to amass over to the left-hand side for me, as Nelson's pitch into Greeno is swung on and missed. Strike number 1. Again, the clouds kind of amassing in the distance. Doesn't look like rain clouds, but starting to make their way over. It's an 0-1 count to Greeno with Byer at first. As, again, Nelson tried to pick off Byer, but he got back plenty of time. So we'll still stay at 0-1. Following Byer, Ty Hannaborg, then Blaze Zeiler for the Nationals. Nelson's 0-1 to Greeno. Down low, ball number 1. Greeno thought about the swing, but pulled back. It's 1-1 now. 3 hits have now come across for the Nationals, so either side has amassed 3 hits apiece. We're still tied at 0-0 as Byer successfully dives back in time on the pickoff attempt from Nelson. That's the second time so far that Nelson has tried to pick off Tristan Byer. It's a 1-1 count to Landon Greeno, the first baseman. Turns on it, grounder on over. The throw to second is going to be in time, but there won't be anybody at first, so Byer will get out at second. Greeno reaches on the fielder's choice. And just like that, there's 2 down in this inning for Ty Hannaborg up to bat. He struck out swinging in his first plate appearance. Now here against Cohen Nelson. Oh, we're actually going to have some time called as the infield umpire is going to have a talk about something. Are they going to once again talk about the tag at second from Dinkelman? Something's a little askew over at second. They wouldn't have this talk. Did Dinkelman miss the tag once more? And he missed the tag earlier on the Caden Johnson steal. No way. It happens once again. And this would be pretty game-altering, I think, if they reverse this call. All the umpires talking about it. Oh my gosh, they're going to call a double play. And that is how this inning comes to an end. They're going to call runner interference on the side of Tristan Byer getting into second, and because of that, they're going to call the double play, and this bottom of the fourth will come to an end. We're going to come to the top of the fifth inning with the Nationals still tied with Grand Island U-Save here. 0-0 when we come back. FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See me, Pete Foltz, at 501 South Jeffers for a free insurance review.
Great Plains Health Orthopedics in North Platte is ready to serve you with board-certified orthopedic surgeons and a team of medical professionals who specialize in hip, knee, and shoulder joint replacements and revisions, minor to complex hand injuries, sports medicine for both the serious athlete and the weekend warrior, new and innovative operative and non-operative procedures, and work-related injuries. Same-week appointments are available. Call Great Plains Health Orthopedics today.
Your health is our mission. Great Plains Health.
Welcome back here to Ryder Park. It's the top of the fifth inning. Nationals at the moment still tied up here with Grand Island Home Federal. 0-0. No runs on 3 hits. No errors for Grand Island Home Federal. No runs on no hits. Or excuse me, no runs on 3 hits. No errors for the side of the FNBO Nationals with Sam Dinkelman up to bat. He doubled in his first plate appearance, then walked in his second. Of course, our top of the fifth is brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. You can check out Kevin McGann, the Fortifying Group, at his new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. Bless me there as I sneezed. It's a 1-0 count. Hey, also thank you, though, to our sponsors, Willow Creek Embroidery. Check out their new location and new owner. Check out Robert and the crew at 1620 East 4th Street, Suite 120, right by the Garys. A 2-0 count right now into Sam Dinkelman as both the pitches from Carson Johnson have been way outside. Again, Dinkelman 1 for 1. He did double in his first plate appearance. Great bounce back pitch from Johnson. Finds the zone for strike number 1 following Dinkelman. Broxton Barrientos, and then E.J. Aarons for Home Federal. The 2-1, off speed, too high. There's ball number 3. It's 3-1 the count now. 3-1 with nobody out here. Dinkelman again, the leadoff batter for the top of the fifth. Still tied, 0-0. The 3-1 from Johnson. It's in there for strike number 2. 3-2 the count now to Dinkelman. Johnson searching for his first out of this inning here against Dinkelman. Here comes that full count 3-2. That one fouled off the bat of Dinkelman barely. Will still stay at 3-2. Dinkelman, been one of the problem hitters for the Nationals today. Again, recorded the first hit of this ballgame, extra bases, a double, and then walked in his second plate appearance and got to second. The 3-2. Oh, down low, ball 4, and with that, Dinkelman makes his way on over to first with his second straight walk. As Dean McIntyre is loosening up in the bullpen for the Nationals right now with a bat. As Broxton Barrientos now comes up. He's 0 for 2 today, grounded out in his first plate appearance to Jack Polk. Flew out to Andrew Brocious in his second, but has Sam Dinkelman on over at first with nobody out for Grand Island Home Federal. He looks to lay the bunt down, lays a butte down, and it's going to bounce off him. And they're going to call him out as it bounced right into Barrientos, and there's runner interference, and just like that, he gets out. And with that, a beautiful, unfortunate play if you're Grand Island Home Federal, but a little bit of a blessing for the Nationals as Barrientos gets out after running into the baseball, and there's now one down for E.J. Ahrens to come up to bat. He walked in his first plate appearance, but singled out to Andrew Brocious. In his second has Dinkelman on over at first with one down. Johnson steps and fires, but he'll actually pick off on over to first. And with that, still waiting for the first pitch into Ahrens. Dinkelman at first. Another runner on for Grand Island Home Federal. The first pitch in from Carson Johnson. It's going to be around the knees, but in there for strike number one. Currently an 0-1 count to Ahrens. Yeah, someone's car is going off. Hopefully it's not my car. I always have panic attacks. It's my car. An 0-1 count. Pitch. Slow grounder to Carter Kelly. He throws it on over to second. Hanneborg's throw to first. Hits in time. There's the double play, and the inning comes to an end. After giving up that one walk to start it to Dinkelman, Carson Johnson bounces back with a double play as we now make our way to the bottom of the fifth inning. Nationals still tied up here against Grand Island Home Federal when we come back here. FM 98.1, AM 1410, and as always, live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
Attention Toyota lovers. Are you in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle or need top-notch service? Premier Toyota's got you covered. Their knowledgeable and friendly staff will help you find the perfect ride to fit your lifestyle and budget. Plus, their state-of-the-art service center is staffed with expert technicians who will keep your vehicle running like new. Visit Premier Toyota today and experience the best selection, service, and prices around. You won't be disappointed. Toyota, let's go places.
Looking for a fuel stop that goes above and beyond? Well, look no further. Wicked Fast in North Platte is here to take your refueling experience to new heights. Jennifer and the crew at Wicked Fast believe that exceptional service makes all the difference. But they're not just about fueling your vehicle. If you're feeling hungry, grab a snack or a drink at Wicked Fast on North Highway 83 in North Platte. Conveniently located across the street from Do-It Center. And have you downloaded the MyPhillips 66 app yet? You're missing out on amazing savings that'll make your gas bills much easier on your wallet.
Welcome back here, everybody, to the bottom of the fifth inning. Our bottom of the fifth brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. You can check out Kevin McGann, the Fortify Group, his new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B, alongside Wicked Fast. If you're looking for a fuel stop that's Wicked Fast and easy to use, then head your way over to Wicked Fast, the most advanced gas station in town, conveniently located across from the Do-It Center in North Platte. First pitch in 2-1. Ty Hanneborg is down low for ball number one. How we make that 2-0 the count, as that's another pitch that's too high. Hanneborg struck out swinging in his first plate appearance against Nelson. Would like to change his fortunes here with this one. Nelson, 56 pitches, 35 strikes, 21 balls. He fires another one that's down low. That's ball three as Nelson looking potentially at a walk to Ty Hanneborg here to start this inning off. As here we go. Nelson will get the sign from Gannon and now deliver his 3-1. Or 3-0, excuse me. Oh, it sneaks its way on the outside part. 3-1 the count. 3-1 with nobody out. Nobody on. Bottom of the fifth. Still a tie ball game at 0-0. Nelson delivers. That one just fouled off the bat there of Caden Johnson. Excuse me, good heavens. Ty Hanneborg, and now it's 3-2 the count to the young man. Playing second here again today. Blaze Zeiler on deck with Andrew Brocious in the hole. 3-2. It's down low outside, ball four, and on over to first. For the first walk of this game goes Ty Hanneborg, and now the official, this 13th walk of the season for Cohen Nelson. As now up to bat comes Blaze Zeiler. Zeiler today grounded out to Cedric Sullivan in his first plate appearance. Has Hanneborg at first. As pickoff attempt will get Hanneborg back in time from Nelson. Zeiler again hit that triple in this at-bat yesterday against Grand Island U save. Will be a clutch time to come up with his second hit of the tournament. That's right down the middle there, strike number 1. It's 0-1 the count now to Blaze Zeiler. Following Zeiler, Andrew Brocious, then Caden Johnson with, again, Ty Hanneborg on over at first base. As Nelson gets ready and fires his 0-1, but it's another pickoff attempt, but Hanneborg gets back in plenty of time. Still 0-1. Again, Blaze looking for his second hit of this tournament. Would love to do it to, again, move Hanneborg. Swing and a miss from Zeiler on a pitch outside. There's actually, strike number 2. It's 0-2 the count now. It looked like there was some action in the bullpen for the Nationals. Jack Polk was back there, but I don't think he's warming up pitches. As it's 0-2 the count. Get the nod from Nelson. Here comes that 0-2. That's way out there. Ball number 1, 1-2 the count now to Zeiler. These clouds that I saw rolling in now starting to dissipate, so still looking to be a good little evening in tonight. 1-2 the count now from Nelson to Zeiler, but another pickoff attempt will get Ty Hanneborg back. Third time this at bat that Nelson has tried to pick off Hanneborg. A 1-2 count is still where we sit here in the bottom of the 5th. Nationals tied 0-0 with Grand Island Home Federal. Second round of the upper bracket A7 tournament match as another pickoff attempt gets Hanneborg back. 4 pickoff attempts here in this at-bat to Hanneborg. Zeiler looking to record a hit. The 1-2 on the way. Swing and a miss from Zeiler outside, and there's another strikeout there for the side of Cohen Nelson, and that brings up now Andrew Brocious. He grounded out to Ryan Kostler in his first plate appearance. Has, again, Ty Hanneborg at first. As Nationals trying to find, yet again, another hit and another way to move Hanneborg. I wouldn't be surprised if Brocious lays down the surprise bunt. He's done it a lot this season. Another pickoff attempt gets Hanneborg back. But again, I would not be at all surprised if a bunt's going to be laid down here from Brocious to surprise the infield. It's been an Andrew Brocious special. Pitch outside. There, ball number 1 to Brocious as Gannon was ready to fire away if Hanneborg tried to steal. So it's a 1-0 count with 1 down here in this bottom of the 5th inning. Nationals here tied with, again, Grand Island Home Federal 0-0 as a fake pickoff attempt once more gets Hanneborg back. And Cohen Nelson understands the speed, and that's on the base pads. Delivers his 1-0. As Brocious tried to lay the bunt down, and the runner to be easily tagged down at second. He tried to lay down the bunt and hit the bunt and steal, but Brocious couldn't get any contact on it, and because of that, there's a second out of this inning. And now with that, Brocious with facing a 1-1 count now. The last vestige of hope for the Nationals here in this bottom of the 5th with 2 down to get a hit. Nelson fires. Popped up, drifting, but it'll drift foul. On out for strike number 2. It's a 1-2 count. Man, what a great game this has been for all you old school baseball fans out there. Low hitting affair, great pitching. And with 2 down here in this bottom of the 5th and 2 strikes, can Brocious find a way to get a hit? Here we go. Nelson delivers. Slow grounder on over to Plummer at short. Gloves it. The throw to first. It's not in time. And with that, Brocious gets on with an infield single. Once again, died on the infield. And with that, here comes Caden Johnson up to bat. He singled in his last plate appearance right up the middle, but then struck out looking in his first, though. Another opportunity for the Nationals to keep this inning alive with 2 outs. Brocious and Speed is at first. Joni did record a hit. Let's see what he can do here against Cohen Nelson. as he fires away. That one, little dribbler that's going to get on over to Dinkelman to throw to first, going to pull off the back to the fence. Here goes Brochus on over to third. And with that, runners are now in scoring position for the Nationals. As Johnson's going to make his way on over to second with an error. As Johnson makes his way on over to second. Brochus on over at third, and now we're going to have time once again here. Kirby Wells going to talk with his infield. First error of this ball game for Grand Island Home Federal, and it couldn't come at a worse opportunity for them as the Nationals are now threatening to score with Brochus at third. Caden Johnson, on over at second, and now Carson Johnson up to bat. Johnson struck out swinging in his first plate appearance. He was hit by a pitch in his second. So far 0 for 1 today, but we don't call him old reliable without a reason. Whenever the Nationals again need some offense or need some sort of run support to come home, he's able to find a way. Can he do so? Once again, the Nationals with their best opportunity to score right here. Brochus at third, Johnson at second. Cohen Nelson starting to have a little bit of that shiny armor wear off a bit. And the Nationals starting to collect some more offense. As Nelson facing off against Johnson here. Lefty on righty. He sets and fires. That one going to be just barely fouled off by Johnson, so it will be a first strike in there, 0-1. Again, the best opportunity for the Nationals right here to score since a couple innings ago when they also had runners on the base pads at third and second. Johnson, 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch in his last plate appearance, right off his hand. 0-1. Nelson will get the sign in from Gannon. He likes it, and now will deliver it into Carson Johnson. He fires. Almost hits Johnson once more, but that barely sneaks in, but too low for ball number 1, 1-1. I mean, man, that was right on line to hit Johnson, but curved its way back in. 1-1. Count to the pitcher. Johnson, who's still in at the game. Nelson gets set and fires. Right down the middle there, strike number 2. It's 1-2 the count now. Maybe Johnson wants that one back. It's 1-2 with 2 down. As here we go. Nelson will get the sign from Gannon. Here comes probably the biggest pitch of today's ball game. The 1-2. Way outside. There's ball 2. Oh, they're going to say that's in there. Are you kidding me? Oh, my gosh. They're going to say that's in there for strike 3. And that is how this inning will come to an end. Oh, my gosh. Oh, that was looking like way outside the zone for ball number 2, but it finds its way in for strike 3. And with that, this inning comes to an end. We make our way to the top of the 6th inning here. Nationals still tied with Grand Island here. 0-0. Lee Kamak, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com. Post.
Looking for a fuel stop that goes above and beyond? Well, look no further. Wicked Fast in North Platte is here to take your refueling experience to new heights. Jennifer and the crew at Wicked Fast believe that exceptional service makes all the difference. But they're not just about fueling your vehicle. If you're feeling hungry, grab a snack or a drink at Wicked Fast on North Highway 83 in North Platte. Conveniently located across the street from DeWitt Center. And have you downloaded the My Phillips 66 app yet? You're missing out on amazing savings that'll make your gas bills much easier on your wallet.
We're always open right around the corner. Quick Stop. With your 24-hour convenience store. Fast, friendly, no one gets you more. Gas, food, your favorite drink. Get everything you need in a blend. That's why everybody stops at Quick Stop. We're always open right around the corner. Quick Stop.
Welcome back here, everybody, to Ryder Park. FNBO Nationals currently tied up here with Grand Island Home Federal. 0-0. No runs on 4 hits, no errors. No, for the side of the Nationals, no runs, 3 hits, 1 error on the side of Grand Island Home Federal. With up to bat here, following the strikeout of Carson Johnson being Jack Stenson. Stenson's 0 for 2 today, struck out swinging in his first plate appearance, flew out in his second. As now we're here in this top of the 6th, both teams running out of opportunities to get runs across. As Johnson still on the mound for the Nationals here, looking pretty healthy with his 77 pitches. Can he make his way through another inning? That pitch down low in the dirt on the fastball for ball number 1. It's 1-0 the count. Following Stenson, Cedric Solomon, and then Zenon Sack for the side of Grand Island Home Federal. Next pitch is chopped foul down the third base side for strike number 1. 1-1 the count. I think there's a bug on my eye. Oh, that's uncomfortable. Sorry about that. A little too much information there. It's a 1-1 count now into Stenson. Again, he's 0 for 2 today. Again, it's part of the order that's been very favorable to Carson Johnson here up as his next pitch is down low, ball number 2. Again, as we've seen the last couple of innings, Johnson's pitches have been getting a little more erratic in terms of its control around the perimeter. His 2-1, too high. There's ball number 3. It's 3-1 the count now to Stenson. Johnson looking to avoid a leadoff walk here in this top of the 6th. That's a nice bounce back in there for strike number 2. It's now a full count, 3-2 to Jack Stenson. Johnson would love to find the out right here and lead off on a good start. 3-2. That one, slow chopper on over to Hanneborg. He gloves it. The throw to first is in time. And there is out number 1 of this top of the 6th inning. As a beautiful play from Ty Hanneborg out at second to really move his way out and throw out Stenson at first. And now here comes Cedric Sullivan. Just like Stenson, 0 for 2 today, struck out swinging and flew out in his last plate appearance. He's 0 for 2. As Johnson steps and fires in with 1 out here in this top of the 6th. That one's going to be fouled off the bat of Sullivan for strike number 1. Zenon Sack on deck with Ryan Kostler in the hole for Grand Island Home Federal. Johnson fires his 0-1. Another big old swing and a miss that time from Sullivan of a pitch it way in the dirt. It's 0-2 now. As Johnson looks for another strikeout to go 2 up, 2 down. Here comes his 0-2 pitch. Oh, too high. There's ball number 1. It's 1-2 now into the side of Cedric Sullivan. 1-2, 1 down. Johnson into his motion, fires another one. That one skied straight on up to center field. In comes Joni. He gets under it and gloves it for out number 2. And there's 2 down here in this top of the 6th. 2 up, 2 down now here as up to bat. Zenon Sack now up to bat. He is 0 for 1 today. Grounded out on over to Jack Polk in his first plate appearance and then walked in his second. As getting ready to rock and roll once again is Carson Johnson. He's up to 87 pitches, 51 strikes and 36 balls. The pitch, nice off speed in there for strike number 1. Yet again, Johnson starting off strong with the off speed. Has been his best pitch today. Has really confused a lot of the Grand Island batters. As that one is a slow chopper that's going to get into right field for a base hit. So with 2 down, Zenon Sack gets on with a single. And now up to bat comes Ryan Kostler. Third baseman's 1 for 2 today. Grounded out to Carter Kelly in his first plate appearance. Got on with a hit to left field that got past Carter Kelly in his last at-bat for a single. It's now with 2 down, a runner on at first base for Grand Island Home Federal. Again, 0-0 is the score as Johnson fires in. That pitch at the letters, but too high. Ball number 1. 1-0 count now. As Kostler now steps back in. Again, runner at first is Sack. As Johnson sets. Here comes his 1-0. Good off speed in there. Strike number 1 Good bounce back pitch. Went right back to it on that off speed, and it perfectly got into the zone down the middle for strike number 1, 1-1. On deck is Gage Gannon, the catcher, with Riley Plummer in the hole for Grand Island Home Federal. Johnson yet again took a quick glance at first and now delivers. It was going to be his 1-1, but a pickoff attempt gets sacked back in time. 1-1 with 2 down here, top of the 6th. Nationals still tied here with Grand Island Home Federal. 0-0. Johnson with his 1-1. That one blooped up and gloved by Ty Hannibord for out number 3. We're heading to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Nationals still tied with Grand Island Home Federal in this ball game. 0-0. No runs, 4 hits, 1 error on the side of Grand Island Home Federal. No runs, 4 hits, no errors on the side of the FNBO Nationals. When we come back here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
Your health is our mission. Great Plains Health.
Are you or a loved one in need of medical equipment to improve your quality of life? Look no further than Great Plains Health Home Care Equipment. Our state-of-the-art and affordable medical products are specifically designed to return your independence. From manual and power wheelchairs, mobility scooters, and lift chairs to walking aids, ramps, hospital beds, and bath safety products. We have everything you need to make your home a comfortable and safe place to live. We even provide CPAP and BiPAP equipment and supplies, as well as oxygen equipment and supplies. Call Great Plains Health Home Care Equipment today.
Larry's Glass is better known and has over 40 years of experience in glass replacement and installation. Whether you need a new window for your home, storefront, or vehicle, they have the expertise to get the job done. Larry's team of skilled professionals use the highest quality materials and techniques to ensure your satisfaction. Larry's takes pride in delivering outstanding service with affordable pricing and are on the Better Business Bureau honor roll. Trust Larry's Glass to take care of your glass needs, and you'll appreciate the difference that over 40 years of experience can make.
Welcome back here to the bottom of the 6th inning. Nationals still tied with Grand Island Home Federal. 0-0. No runs, 4 hits, 1 error for Grand Island Home Federal. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Nationals here. As Jack Polk's up to bat, he struck out in both of his plate appearances against Cohen Nelson. As we again thank you to our sponsor, Kevin McGann, with a Fortify Group. That one lobbed up into the gap in right field, and it'll be gloved, though, by A.E.J. Aarons out in right field for out number 1. Again, thank you to our sponsor, Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. You can check out Kevin McGann, the Fortify Group, at his new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. Alongside also Lindemeyer Law. Check out Lindemeyer Law for all your legal needs. Attorneys Bob Lindemeyer, Amanda Spikert, Kent Florum, Kent Turnbull, and Victoria Hervey, and Natalie Hoffman. Call Lindemeyer Law at 534-6740. Carter Kelly's up to bat. He doubled to left field in his first plate appearance, but flew out to Bronxton Barrientos, in his second. Let's see what he can do damage-wise here against Cohen Nelson as that pitch finds the zone for strike number 1. Following Kelly, Tristan Byer, then Landon Greeno for the Nationals. Nelson will fire away his 0-1 again. That one not going to find the zone around the knees for ball number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kelly again almost hit a home run out to left field just like he did yesterday against Grand Island USAVE in his first at-bat, and maybe what could have been if that was a 1-1. Whoa, that off the mark from Nelson. Kind of left his arm a little early. But again, you're talking about what ifs. What if the Nationals did score on one of those attempts with a runner at third, or what if Carter Kelly hit that home run? It's a game of what ifs, but right now, in the moment, Nationals need to get some runners on. 2-1. Oh, that one's squared up, and it's turned, but it's going to fall foul on the right field side. Carter Kelly really probably wants that one back. A beautiful pitch down the center that he could have turned on and absolutely mauled to any part of the field if he got on it. But now it's 2-2 with 1 out here in this bottom of the 6th inning. Still on the mound here, Cohen Nelson for Grand Island. Here comes his 2-2. That one once more fouled straight back and bounces off of the support beam for the overhang for, once again, a 2-2 count. With 1 out here following Carter Kelly, it's going to be Tristan Byer, then Landon Greeno. Still no action in the bullpen for either side. Nelson up to 79 pitches. 2-2 to Carter Kelly on the way. Pops sky high up. Underneath it gets Cedric Sullivan. He's going, he's drifting, and he gloves it for out number 2. So now there's 2 down here in this bottom of the 6th inning. As here comes Tristan Beyer up to bat. It's 1 for 1 today. He sacrificed bunted Carter Kelly over to third in his first plate appearance. And then singled in his second on over past Ryan Kostler at third. What can he do now with 2 outs just like he did in his last plate appearance? That pitch is high, ball number 1. 1-0 the count now to the catcher Beyer. Greeno on deck with Ty Hanneborg in the hole for the Nationals. Currently tied 0-0. As Nelson fires. That off-speed drifts in for strike number 1. It's 1-1. Wind just absolutely dead. No wind whatsoever. Perfect conditions for baseball. As the 1-1 swung on and missed by Beyer for strike number 2. It's now 1-2 the count to the catcher here of today's game for the Nationals. The potential last strike for Beyer in this bottom of the 6th inning is going to come on the way. As Nelson gets the side from Gannon that he likes. Here comes his 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Down goes Beyer. Another strikeout for Nelson. We're heading to the top of the 7th inning. The potential last inning of play for either side. When we come back here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on at NorthPlattePost.com.
CT Computer Services of North Platte has laptops for under $300 now in stock. If your computer is running slow, it probably needs a tune-up. Take it to CT Computer Services. The basic tune-up price is only $50 and save more on Tune-Up Tuesdays. CT Computer Services sells both new and refurbished desktops and laptops, and they have laptops for under $300 in stock now. See your IT guys at 905 South Willow or give them a call, 534-3628.
If your tranny starts to making sounds that you don't want to hear, if it's slipping and a sliding, won't go in or out of gear, call the transmission specialist, BG&S. You've got the very best 4-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, automatic standard too. BG&S Transmissions.
BG&S Transmissions. Free towing, free estimates, and all their work is guaranteed. Call BG&S in North Platte at 800-344-2427.
Welcome back here, everybody, to Ryder Park. FNBO Nationals still tied with Grand Island Youth Save. Grand Island Youth Save. Whoopsie daisies. Grand Island Home Federal here in the second round of the A7 District Tournament. Carson Johnson still on the mound. He'll have his first out batter being Gage Gannon, the catcher, who's 0 for 2 today, with being Riley Plummer on deck and Sam Dinkelman in the hole. Again, our coverage here of this ball game, specifically here in the top of the 7th, brought to you in part by Kevin McCann and the Fortify Group, helping Nebraska families, farmers, and businesses for more than 50 years. Stop by and see Kevin McCann at 621 South Dewey in North Platte for all your farm, crop, auto, home, and commercial insurance. Also, thank you to BG&S Transmission. Need transmission repair or replace? Go to BG&S Transmission 2015 East 4th or call 532-8927. That blooper gets over to Handelborg, who throws on the first in time for out number 1. BG&S Transmissions, they're good at what they do. 1 pitch, 1 out here in this inning for the side of Home Federal as Riley Plummer is now up to bat. He's flown out in both of his plate appearances today, one to Carter Kelly at third and then Caden Johnson the other. No action in either bullpen so far in this game as Johnson fires. That off speed's in there for strike number 1. He's having himself a game today. Carson Johnson is. He's up to 94 pitches though, so how long will head coach Ricky Holmes keep him in as that one is going to be lobbed into left field for a base hit. That might be a double as Brocious gets onto it. Going on over to thought will be second, but no, still staying with the single is Riley Plummer, and now the game-leading run is now at first base for Home Federal. As Sam Dinkelman now comes up to bat. He's 1 for 1 today, doubled in his first plate appearance, and then walks twice. So again, who is going to, potentially is going to have a courtesy runner coming in for the side of Grand Island Home Federal. The runner that's going to be pinch running or courtesy running here is going to be Tyler Douglas. For Home Federal, again, with one down, Dinkelman's up to bat. A ground ball would end the inning with a double play, but Grand Island does have a runner. Again, the game-leading run on over at first with Douglas now. Pinch running, or courtesy running is a pickoff attempt. Oh, not in time as Greeno almost got it, but dropped the ball trying to apply the tag, so Douglas gets back in time. Again, Johnson's up to 95 pitches. There is a pitcher warming up in the bullpen for Home Federal at the moment. As Johnson fires. That one is going to be fouled off the bat of Dinkelman for strike number one. The pitcher that's warming up in the bullpen at the moment is going to be Riley Plummer for Home Federal. So we'll be seeing a potential pitcher change for Grand Island in the bottom of the seventh. That has kind of spelled doom these last couple of days for not only Lexington, but Kearney. They transitioned pitchers in the bottom of the sixth inning, and it kind of bit them in the rear end as they gave up 4 runs in those innings and cost them the ball game. As Johnson will take the glance on over at first to Douglas and deliver it into Dinkelman. His 0-1. That one squared up and fouled on over to the Nationals bullpen. There's strike number 2 to Dinkelman. Again, 1 out here in the top of the 7th. 1 man on being the side of Tyler Douglas. Here comes Carson Johnson's 0-2. He's going to try to once again pick off Douglas, but he'll get back in time. 0-2 with 1 out still here. Dinkelman up to bat. Following Dinkelman, Braxton Barrientos and E.J. Aarons. Johnson fires it into Dinkelman. Is 0-2. Oh, that's way up and high. Ball 1. 1-2 the count now. Man, this is such an intense game. A great game of baseball between these two. That's just been a pitching elite matchup from either side here in today's game. Douglas on over at first once again for Home Federal. The 1-2 from Carson Johnson is delivered, but they're going to pick it off. I say that. But Douglas gets back in time. Again, the game essentially leading run at first being Tyler Douglas. 1-2. Johnson against Dinkelman. He's looking for his payoff pitch. Here it comes. That payoff. 1-2. Runner goes. That's going to be down low, and oh, just like that, the runner successfully steals second, being Dinkelman. It's now a 2-2 count, and with that, a runner is in scoring position for Home Federal with a 2-2 count to Sam Dinkelman. He's been walked twice in this ball game, but doubled in his first plate appearance against Carson Johnson. Douglas at second, just over so close to being home. Here comes the 2-2 payoff from Carson Johnson. That one, grounder on over to Landon Greeno. It stays fair. Oh, we're going to say it's foul just barely, and with that, Douglas will make his way back over to second and Dinkelman back home for another attempt. And I think that's a blessing for the Nationals, as even though they would have gotten the out at first to Dinkelman, that would have moved Douglas up into scoring range at third. 2-2 once again. Johnson gets the sign from Tristan Byer. 1 out here in this top of the 7th. 2-2 is the count. Johnson steps. Here comes. Swing and a miss. Down goes Dinkelman for the second out of this inning. There's 2 down here in this top of the 7th for Braxton Barrientos. He's 0 for 3 today. He grounded out in his first plate appearance. Flew out to Andrew Brocious in his second and got out with runner interference on his third. Once again, Tyler Douglas is on over at second at the moment. In scoring position for Home Federal, a single to the outfield will score a run as Johnson glances at Douglas and delivers. Uh-oh, that one driven out to right field. Underneath it gets Blaze Seiler. He gets there and gloves it for out number 3. And here we go. We're heading to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Nationals with a potential opportunity to walk this game off right here. will be taking on Cohen Nelson once again when we come back here. FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
This is Kurt Carter with Red Willow Chemical. Red Willow Chemical is your one-stop shop for all your crop protection needs. We sell and support products from top manufacturers like Bayer, BASF, Syngenta, Corteva, and FMC. Call me today, 308-340-7751. Visit us online at rwchemical.com to check out all your options and make sure you're getting the right products to optimize yield.
Growing relationships one crop at a time. Red Willow Chemical.
Looking for a fuel stop that goes above and beyond? Well, look no further. Wicked Fast in North Platte is here to take your refueling experience to new heights. Jennifer and the crew at Wicked Fast believe that exceptional service makes all the difference. But they're not just about fueling your vehicle. If you're feeling hungry, grab a snack or a drink at Wicked Fast on North Highway 83 in North Platte. Conveniently located across the street from Do It Center. And have you downloaded the MyPhillips 66 app yet? You're missing out on amazing savings that'll make your gas bills much easier on your wallet.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Ryder Park here in the bottom of the 7th inning with Landon Greeno up to bat. The potential last inning of play for either side here in today's ball game. As the Nationals are still tied here with Grand Island Home Federal, 0-0 in the bottom of the 7th. No runs, 5 hits, 1 error for Home Federal. No runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Nationals as that pitch into Greeno is there. Strike number 1. Riley Plummer was warming up in the bullpen for the side of Home Federal. He won't be coming in this inning, but could potentially next inning. That one, chopper back to the pitcher, Nelson, as Greeno's going to run his way on over to first, and there's an easy out there for Home Federal to start this bottom of the 5th inning. As Ty Hanneborg now comes up to bat. He's 0 for 1 today. He walked in his last plate appearance. Struck out swinging in his first. Again, bottom of the 7th, brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. You can check out Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group at his new location, 621 South Dewey, Sweet Beat. Jack Polk is warming up in the bullpen for the Nationals. At the moment, in probably relief for Carson Johnson when we make it to the top of the 8th, if we get that far. One down here for Hanneborg. He turns on one, and that's fouled right on over. Close to us. For strike number 1, it's 0-1 the count now. 0-1 with 1 out. Following Hanneborg, it's going to be Blaze Zeiler. Another one that's hit up and fouled off there from Hanneborg for strike number 2. He's getting a little bit closer. Can they, again, 3rd time's the charm here for Hanneborg if he can do it. Again, bottom of the 7th, nobody on, 1 out here for the Nationals. Tied 0-0 against Grand Island Home Federal. The number 2 and 3 seed taking on each other. Renner advances to take on Kearney tomorrow. 0-2. That's down low. Ball number 1 to Hanneborg. Zeiler on deck. Andrew Brocious in the hole for the Nationals. So speed is due up if we can get there for FNBO. 1-2. Check swing, and they're going to say he went around there. Strike number 3, and down goes Hanneborg swinging. And now here comes Blaze Zeiler up to bat. He struck out swinging in his last plate appearance and grounded out to Cedric Sullivan in his first. Can Blaze Zeiler do some magic like he did yesterday with his triple? Looks to lay down a surprise bunt, but skies it foul for strike number 1. And Zeiler with his speed is a scary man if given the opportunity to make some plays happen. Again, hit a triple yesterday against Grand Island U-Save. So is always a dangerous threat if given, again, as I said, that opportunity. The 0-1 turned on and fouled right back to the netting. Strike number 2 to Zeiler. As if Zeiler gets out here, we're getting an 8th inning of play for either side. 91 pitches for Cohen Nelson. Is 0-2. That's just going to skirt outside. Ball number 1. Again, that outside part of the plate has been a bugaboo for either side in today's ball game. That time it looked like it was in, but home plate umpire says it's a ball. It's 1-2 now. as Cohen Nelson looks for yet again another strikeout to end this inning. Here comes the 1-2. Seiler swings and misses, and that is how this bottom of the 7th comes to an end. We're making our way to the top of the 8th. When we come back here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com with Jack Polk now pitching for the Nationals. When we come back here again to Ryder Park in a second.
Planning a special event, whether it be a wedding, concert, sporting event, convention, or anything else, the DNN Event Center can handle it all. The DNN Event Center is the biggest event center in North Platte. This building is perfectly suited for anything from small gatherings to major events. Rent just one small room or book the entire facility. The choices are endless at the DNN Event Center, your home for exciting events, special moments, and precious memories. Call today to make your reservation at 534-0255.
Now the weather is warmer, it's time to dust off your golf clubs and head out to River's Edge Golf Club in North Platte. With beautifully maintained lush greens and breathtaking views, River's Edge offers a modern course that is perfect for golfers of all skill levels. But that's not all. After your game, swing into another round sports bar for some amazing food and drinks. You'll find something for everyone on their menu, from juicy burgers to crisp salads and refreshing drinks. River's Edge is open to the public, so anyone can come and enjoy the fun.
Great Plains Health Orthopedics in North Platte is ready to serve you with board-certified orthopedic surgeons and a team of medical professionals who specialize in hip, knee, and shoulder joint replacements and revisions, minor to complex hand injuries, sports medicine for both the serious athlete and the weekend warrior, new and innovative operative and non-operative procedures, and work-related injuries. Same-week appointments are available. Call Great Plains Health Orthopedics today.
Your health is our mission. Great Plains Health.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Ryder Park. We have a new pitcher on the mound for the FNBO Nationals. Jack Polk will be taking over here in today's game to finish potentially out in the top of the 8th inning. He'll be facing off against E.J. Ahrens as well as Jack Stenson and Cedric Sullivan. Again, Nationals tied with Home Federal of Grand Island. No runs, 5 hits for Grand Island, and 1 error. No runs, 4 hits, no errors for the FNBO Nationals. Again, with Jack Polk on the mound here for the potential ending of this game as it's approaching. What a great game so far. Either side have had opportunities to score, and then the defenses and pitching has really shut it down, and now it's all about who can come up with that last string of hope in that last battle to the finish line. As Polk again going to take his first pitches against E.J. Ahrens as he delivers. That's too high. Ball number 1 again. Just like Carson Johnson, Jack Polk 3-0 in his last 3 starts with victories against Cheyenne, Idaho Falls, and then Gretna. All quality opponents, some of them being some of the best in their region as that pitch is tight inside. Ball 2 from Jack Polk. It's 2-0 the count now to Ahrens with, again, Jack Stenson on deck and Cedric Sullivan in the hole. Another good section of hitters for the Nationals. 2-0. Bounce back in the zone with the fastball. Strike 1. It's 2-1 now. Ahrens is 1 for 2 today. Walked in his first plate appearance. Singled in his second and then grounded out in his third. Again, 2-1 is the count in 2-1. E.J. Ahrens, who's 1 for 2 today. The pitch. Turned on. Drifting on over and foul on the right field side. And just like that, it's a 2-2 count now. Jack Polk getting the relief effort here. Start again. Ty Robinson did have a little bit of some warm-up pitches as the 2-2 is delivered. Ooh, that check swung, but that's outside, down low, ball 3. They didn't say Ahrens went around. So it's 3-2 the count now to Ahrens as Polk looks for the first out of this top of the 8th. He sets and he fires. Driven out to left field. Back at it. It's going. And there's Brocious to glove it at the warning track. Ahrens had some depth with it, but at the warning track, Andrew Brocious is there to glove it. And there's out number 1 of this top of the 8th inning with Jack Stenson up to bat. He's 0 for 3 today. Struck out swinging in his first plate appearance. Flew out in his second. And they grounded out in his third, but correction, it's not going to be Stenson. We're going to have a courtesy a pinch hitter coming in here. That's going to be Jacob Albers for the side of Grand Island Home Federal. As Polk sets and fires. That off-speed's in there for strike number one. It's 0-1 the count now. As now the 0-1 from Polk as he gets set and ready to fire away. He delivers. That one, grounder on over to Greeno. Bounces off of his leg. He gloves it, and he'll step on first for out number two. So there's two down now here in this top of the eighth inning. As now Cedric Sullivan comes up. The last opportunity for a hitter, potentially for Home Federal of this top of the eighth. Jack Polk with 2 up, 2 down already. Trending towards quick and easy top of the eighth. He sets and fires away. Swung on and missed by Sullivan for strike number one. 1-0 is a count. Both Home Federal and the Nationals still tied 0-0 as Polk sets and fires. That's now 1-1 as it finds the mark. That pitch that I thought was in there was actually outside. It's 1-1 the count now. Oh, it's 0-2 the count. That's what I thought. It's 0-2 the count now as Polk sets and fires the pitch. That one a little chopper, but it'll fall foul. 0-2 now with 2 down. As now ready to rock and roll once again. Polk looking for the strikeout to end this inning. Give the Nationals another chance to win this game in walk-off fashion. Here comes Jack Polk's 0-2 pitch. He fires. Oh, just barely fouled off, and it's going to bounce off the fingers of Tristan Byer. To take some time as we're still 0-2 the count. 2 up following Sullivan. It's going to be Zen and Sack, and then Ryan Kostler, who is in the hole. That one skied up and foul there for it again. Another allowed 0-2. As here we go once again to Sullivan. Nobody on, 2 outs here in this top of the 8th inning. As Polk will shake off a couple signs from Tristan Byer. He likes that one. And here comes the 0-2 again. Ooh, that's outside. Ball number 1. It's 1-2 the count now. Again, on deck, Zen and Sack. And then Ryan Kostler. Whew, man, what a game we are getting again. Riley Plummer is warming up in the bullpen for Grand Island. We'll have him next inning. 1-2. Driven on and foul down the left field side. That's a loud foul again. So it's 1-2 once more. These two teams really slugging it out in this second round matchup of the upper bracket, number 2 and 3 seed. The 1-2. Little dribbler that's going to get on over to Carson Johnson. The throw to first in time, and that'll do it here for this top of the 8th inning. We're heading to the bottom of the 8th. The FNBO Nationals potentially could end the game right here. They'll be taking on a new pitcher in this ball game. Oh, correction, no, they're not. Still out there, going to be pitching is Cohen Nelson. With that, though, we'll still step aside and take a break. We come back, we'll have more here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
Now the weather is warmer, it's time to dust off your golf clubs and head out to River's Edge Golf Club in North Platte with beautifully maintained lush greens and breathtaking views. River's Edge offers a modern course that is perfect for golfers of all skill levels. But that's not all. After your game, swing into another round sports bar for some amazing food and drinks. You'll find something for everyone on their menu, from juicy burgers to crisp salads and refreshing drinks. River's Edge is open to the public, so anyone can come and enjoy the fun.
Great Plains Health Orthopedics in North Platte is ready to serve you with board-certified orthopedic surgeons and a team of medical professionals who specialize in hip, knee and shoulder joint replacements and revisions, minor to complex hand injuries, sports medicine for both the serious athlete and the weekend warrior, new and innovative operative and non-operative procedures, and work-related injuries. Same-week appointments are available. Call Great Plains Health Orthopedics today.
Your health is our mission. Great Plains Health.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Find me, Brent Rogo, at 502 East Francis.
Welcome back here, Ryder Park. Andrew Broche is up to bat here against Cohen Nelson. It's currently an 0-2 count here to Broches at the moment. Again, bottom of the 8th inning. As that one is driven out to right field, but it's drifting foul from Broches. And it will still stay foul, so we'll stay at 0-2 the count. Thank you again to our sponsors here for today's game. Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. You can help out and see. You can check out and see Kevin McGann at his new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. Alongside CT Computer Services, your IT guy since 2005. That pitch down low outside, ball number 1. It's currently a 1-2 count to the left fielder, Andrew Broches. Johnson is on deck for the Nationals with Carson Johnson in the hole as well. Cohen Nelson still on the mound. He's at 95 pitches so far. The 1-2. Down low, ball 2. It's 2-2 the count now. Game is just on pins and needles right now between these two teams. Still nothing score in the bottom of the 8th inning. Nelson fires. Swung on, and it will be missed from the side of Andrew Broches for out number 1. As now here comes Caden Johnson. He's up to bat. He's 1 for 3 today. Struck out swinging in it, or struck out looking, in his first plate appearance. Singled in his second, but reached on an error in his third and made his way to second on that error. That was probably the best opportunity for the Nationals that they had in a while, but couldn't convert. Nelson's pitch to Johnson is down low for ball number 1. It's a 1-0 count with 1 out. Man, Johnson up next with Jack Polk in the hole. The 1-0. Outside, there's ball 2. It's currently a 2-0 count to Joni. Again, Nelson struggling a little bit now with his control as he's getting closer to 100 pitches at 98 right now. As Cohen Nelson will get the sign from Gannon and deliver now his 2-0 pitch. That one bounced back right into the zone. Strike number 1. It's 2-1 now. Still nobody on with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. As Cohen fires away. That's outside, ball 3 to Caden Johnson. It's 3-1 the count now. If Johnson can get on here, that'll be huge for the Nationals. With Carson Johnson up to bat, and then Jack Polk in the hole. Here comes Cohen Nelson's 3-1 pitch. Oh, popped and skied to center field. Underneath it is going to be the right fielder, E.J. Aarons, and he gets there for out number 2. 2 down now in this inning. Is now up to bat Carson Johnson, 0 for 2 today. He struck out swinging in his first plate appearance. Was hit by a pitch in his second, and then struck out looking in his third. Oh, we're going to have, I believe, a pitching change now coming in here for the side of Grand Island Home Federal, as Riley Plummer is now going to be taken on over for Cohen Nelson, who had a strong day. Again, 101 pitches for Nelson. 68 strikes, 33 balls. These two pitchers have an absolutely magnificent game. And now it's all resting on the hopes of Riley Plummer, who'll be taking over for Grand Island. Unbelievable how this game is going to go down to the wire. between these two teams is man that's going to be playing on over at second is Zenon Sack, the DH for today's game. And we're here in the bottom of the 8th with 2 down. Carson Johnson up to bat, and now Riley Plummer taking on over, pitching for the side of Grand Island Home Federal. In the games here for Riley Plummer, a 1.57 ERA. He's in his 8 games he's played. He's pitched a total of 44 1/3 innings. He's 3-2, giving up 29 hits, 10 earned runs, 13 walks, and 30 strikeouts. So again, going from Cohen Nelson now to Riley Plummer is looking like yet again another deadly trio for the side of Grand Island Home Federal. Again, Sack will take over at second base for Plummer. Carson Johnson is up to bat for the Nationals here. What can he do with the task at hand against Plummer? Again, this is going, again, the winner of this game will take on Kearney tomorrow in the 3rd round of the upper bracket matchup. Loser will be taking on Pinnacle Bank Lexington in the losers match. Neither side wants to make it to the losers bracket, as we've seen so far in this game, where nobody's yet to record a run. No runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the side of Grand Island. No runs, 4 hits, no errors for the side of the FNBO Nationals.
Now batting third baseman number 9, Carson Johnson.
As here comes Carson Johnson. As here comes Plummer's first pitch into Carson Johnson. That one, little blooper, that's going to be into left field for a base hit. So 1 pitch, 1 hit. Carson Johnson gets on with the single.
Johnson singles to the left, brings up the pitcher number 1, Jack Polk.
How about now Jack Polk comes up to bat. Johnson's on over at first base. That's the game-winning run at first. Polk today is 0 for 3, though. Struck out swinging in his first plate appearance, struck out looking in his second, and flew out to E.J. Ahrens in his third. As Johnson gets back following the pickoff attempt from Plummer. It's now the 5th hit of the day for the Nationals, 10 combined for both teams. Plummer takes a glance on over at first, and will once again try to pick off Carson Johnson. As Sullivan's able to get it into, almost slipped away from Sullivan for a bit, and he was able to sneak his way up and grab it before Johnson can make a move on over to second. Still no pitch thrown into Jack Polk yet. As Plummer sets and will fire the first pitch in. That's high, ball number 1. And due up following Polk, Carter Kelly, then Tristan Byer for the Nationals. 2 down here in this bottom of the 8th inning. Still nothing the score. We still got games tomorrow. That's once more high, ball 2 from Plummer. 2-0 now the count. With 2 down here. And Carson Johnson at first. A pickoff attempt will get him back. So here we go, 2 outs, 1 on. That pitch, though, right down the center to Jack Polk for strike number 1. It's 2-1 now with 2 down. Johnson still on over at first. As Plummer once again will try to pick off Carson Johnson, but he gets back in time. 2-1, 2 down. Carter Kelly is on deck for the Nationals. Game-winning run is on over at first. As Plummer will now get into his 2-1 windup. It goes. That one skied on out to right field. Underneath it, gets the side of E.J. Ahrens, and he gloves it there for out number 3. We're going to the 9th inning here, folks. We're going out of the top of the 9th. The FNBO Nationals tied up here with Grand Island Home Federal. Nothing. When we come back here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and of course, live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
Are you in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Bill Summers Ford Honda Nissan Lincoln for your next vehicle. Look online 24/7 at BillSummers.com. Bill Summers is Western Nebraska's leasing headquarters, and they have aggressive financing to get you into the vehicle you've been dreaming of. Check out all the inventory at BillSummers.com anytime. Bill Summers Ford Honda Nissan Lincoln, where families are our business. Highway 83 and Walker Road in North Platte, and online 24/7 at BillSummers.com.
We're always open right around the corner. Quick Stop. With your 24-hour convenience store. Fast, friendly, no one gets you more. Gas, food, your favorite drink. Get everything you need in a blink. That's why everybody stops at Quick Stop. We're always open right around the corner. Quick Stop.
We all tried to prepare for life's what-ifs, but what happens if those uncertainties become a reality? I'm Stephen Rhodes, and as your local farmers insurance agent, I'm here for you. I can help you determine the coverage that fits your needs. When you have questions about insurance, turn to me, Stephen Rhodes, with Farmers Insurance. I'm proud to sponsor tonight's game. Go Bulldogs! Find me, Stephen Rhodes, at 102 North Dewey.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
The game's in the books. Time.
Welcome back, everybody. Here, the game is not in the books. I forgot to take that off. We're here in the top of the ninth inning. FNBO Nationals taking on the side of Grand Island Home Federal as Zenon Sack up to bat in the top of the ninth inning. Jack Polk is still on the mound. As now here we go. Sack today. That first pitch in from one Jack Polk is a bit outside for ball number one. Sack today's 1 for 2. Grounded out in his first plate appearance. Walked in his second, then singled in his third. That one is driven foul down into the parking lot for strike number one. As Polk steps and fires his 1-1. Ooh, tight inside. Ooh, but it'll not make the mark. It's 2-1 the count now. Two balls and one strike into Sack here for Grand Island Home Federal. Tied still 0-0, top of the ninth inning. The pitch. High, ball number 3 into Sack. 3-1 the count now. Pitch, 3-1. Ooh, it bounces in there. Strike 2. Oh, it's close. As it's 3-2 now. Polk looking for the strikeout here in this top of the ninth. That one driven out to center field. Johnson's going to get under it, and he'll glove it there. Route number 1. One down here in the top of the ninth inning. As now up to bat, Ryan Kostler. He's going to be batting for the side of Grand Island Home Federal. Here at the moment in this game that is just ever so close between these two teams, as that pitch from Polk is in there for strike number 1. 0-1 the count. As Polk will get assigned for Byer and now deliver the 0-1 into Kostler. It's in there for strike number 2. 0-2 the count now. Following Kostler, Gage Gannon, and Riley Plummer for Grand Island Home Federal. The 0-2. Driven out to left, but it's going to pull foul. And with that, we'll still stay at 0-2 the count. The pitch, 0-2. Grounder once more, foul. So once more, 0-2 back-to-back foul-offs from Ryan Kostler, as Polk will look for the second out and third strike. As he sets, gets the sign, and fires away his 0-2. Swung on and missed from Kostler for strike number 3, and the second out of this top of the 9th inning, as now Gage Gannon comes up to bat. He's 0 for 3 today. Grounded out in his first plate appearance, struck out looking in his second, then grounded out in his third. Following Gannon, Riley Plummer, then Sam Dinkelman. Still a 0-0 game here in this top of the 9th inning. We're going more than everybody bargained for here in today's game, which is beautiful as Polk's pitch is in there for strike number 1. And you just love extra inning baseball here, specifically in a district game where everything is on the line between these two teams. Winner moves on to take on Kearney tomorrow. That one slow grounder on over to Johnson at third. The throw to first is in time, and that is how the top of the 9th will come to an end. A quick 1, 2, 3. We're now heading to the bottom of the 9th inning here on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe in a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
See me, Pete Volts, at 501 South Jeffers for a free insurance review.
Now the weather is warmer, it's time to dust off your golf clubs and head out to River's Edge Golf Club in North Platte. With beautifully maintained lush greens and breathtaking views, River's Edge offers a modern course that is perfect for golfers of all skill levels. But that's not all. After your game, swing into another round sports bar for some amazing food and drinks. You'll find something for everyone on their menu, from juicy burgers to crisp salads and refreshing drinks. River's Edge is open to the public, so anyone can come and enjoy the fun.
Welcome back here, everybody. Ryder Park. We're in the bottom of the 9th inning, everybody. We are here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Game is still a chugging away. Nationals at the moment here tied with Grand Island Home Federal. Nothing. No runs on 5 hits, 1 error. No runs on 5 hits, no errors for the Nationals. Again, Grand Island, the top team. No runs, 5 hits, 1 error. Again, Riley Plummer is still on the mound for the side of Grand Island Home Federal. Winner of this ball game will, and I mean will, go on to take on Kearney tomorrow in the 3rd round of the upper bracket matchup. Loser will head to the elimination bracket and take on Pinnacle Bank Lexington. And here's Carter Kelly. Again, hit that home run yesterday essentially to walk it off for the Nationals against Grand Island U-Save. Can he do it here? We know he has the power to do so. Following Kelly, Tristan Byer, then Landon Greeno. As Plummer set and fire his first pitch into the shortstop. It's right in there for strike number 1. Oh, 0-1 with 1 out. As Plummer will now find it into Gannon and deliver his 0-1. That's way outside and low. Ball number 1. It's 1-1 the count now to Carter Kelly. Thank you again to our sponsors for today's game. That's going to be Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. Check out his new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. The 1-1 to Kelly, off speed, off the mark. It's 2-1 the count now. As time is going to be called for Kelly. As that pitch, though, will bounce back in there for strike number 2. It's a 2-2 count to the shortstop, Carter Kelly, here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Both teams have 5 hits. Grand Island with only the lone error. 2-2. Oh, swung on and missed by Kelly, way ahead of it. And there's a strikeout for the side of Riley Plummer, and there's strike number 1. With Tristan Byer now up to bat here for the side of the FNBO Nationals. Byer today 1 for 2, sacrifice bunted Carter Kelly to third when Carter Kelly had that double. And now singled in his second, but struck out swinging in his third. He's up against, again, Riley Plummer here. As Plummer sets and fires away to Byer. That's down the middle there, strike number 1. It's 0-1 the count, following Byer, landing Greeno, then Ty Hanneborg. Here comes that 0-1. Byer lays down a beautiful bunt. It's going to be picked up by Kostler. The throw to first, not even going to be attempted. So Tristan Byer, with an absolute magnificent bunt down the third base side, will get on for the 6th hit of this ball game for the Nationals. And here comes Landon Greeno, the man that started off his North Platte career with a magnificent bunt to help score a run for the FNBO Nationals, now has an opportunity to advance Byer to second and maybe even then some and win this game. As Plummer going to try to pick off Byer, but he gets back in time. Greeno, again, got out on a bunt in his first plate appearance. Reached on a fielder's choice in his second, then grounded out in his third. An 0-for-3 day for Greeno. Here comes the first pitch in from Plummer to Greeno. Way outside. There's ball number 1. Good grab from Gannon to not let it get to the backstop and move Byer for free. It's 1-0 the count with 1 down here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Soon to be probably one of the longest games we've done all year for the Nationals. Their first extra inning game. Ooh, Greeno looks to lay the bunt down. Pulls back. The throw on over to first. Ooh, will not be in time as they're going to say Byer's safe getting back, and it's a 1-1 count. Again, Greeno trying to go for the hit and steal with the bunt. Unfortunately, was not successful in applying the bunt, so it's 1-1 the count now. As Kostler's up into the infield grass. Another pickoff attempt, but Byer gets back in plenty of time. 1-1 with 1 out here. Following Greeno, Ty Hanneborg, and then Blaze Zeiler for the Nationals. Plummer sets and fires. His 1-1. Greeno turns on it. It's drifting foul. Kostler's running to it, and he will not get there. So there's strike number 2 to Landon Greeno. It's 1-2 the count now. Again, Tristan Byer on over at first base for the Nationals here. Dean McIntyre is going to be pinch hitting for Ty Hanneborg next up for the Nationals here. He was warming up the last couple of innings for FNBO, and now it looks like they're going to pull the trigger and have McIntyre pinch hitting for Ty Hanneborg. Byer again on over at first. Plummer sets, fires to Greeno. That one once more hit and going to look like it's going to be fouled and will be fouled off into left field for another 1-2 count. 1-2 with 1 out here. One runner on being Tristan Byer at first base. Riley Plummer still up on the mound, 16 total pitches. Neither side has a pitcher warming up. As here comes the 1-2 pitch from Plummer to Greeno. Way outside. There's ball number 2. It's 2-2 now the count. Byer not even attempting a steal or any type of shenanigans that could cost the Nationals a potential run. Game time now cresting close to 2.5 hours here at the moment. 2-2 the count. Plummer delivers. Greeno skies it straight up into the air. Underneath it gets Gannon, looking, and he gloves it there for out number 2. So there's 2 outs now here in this bottom of the 9th inning. Ty Hanneborg is not up to bat. It's Dean McIntyre now up to bat for the FNBO Nationals here, as again, he's going to be pinch hitting for Ty Hanneborg in this ball game. McIntyre against Grand Island U-Save had a big hit in that game to advance some runners and then they did come home later that inning. Now he has an opportunity here to win this game with a home run. McIntyre already got a home run this season against McCook. What a storybook ending this would be if he does it here. As Plummer fires. off speed, off the mark. Ball number 1 to McIntyre. Byer again on over at first base with 2 outs here in this bottom of the 9th inning. As here comes another pitch from Riley Plummer as he sets and fires. Swing and a miss from Dean McIntyre. Strike number 1 blew him right past with the fastball. Bottom of the 9th, still nothing ball game. 2 outs here. 1-1 the count now to pinch hitter Dean McIntyre. Oh, right around the knees, but in there for strike number 2. It's 1-2 the count now. 1-2 with 2 outs to McIntyre. From the pitch hitting standpoint, what can he do? That's Plummer. Glances on over at first. Here comes the 1-2. Popped up. Drifted on over to right. E.J. Aaron's going to get under it, and he will glove it there for the 3rd out. And we're going to the top of the 10th inning, everybody. As McIntyre flies out. A quick 1-2-3 for the Nationals. Oh, not even 1-2-3, excuse me. Byer got on, but we're going to the top of the 10th here with the Nationals still tied with Grand Island Home Federal. When we come back here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on NordPlattePost.com.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See me, Pete Foltz, at 501 South Jeffers for a free insurance review.
Great Plains Health Orthopedics in North Platte is ready to serve you with board-certified orthopedic surgeons and a team of medical professionals who specialize in hip, knee, and shoulder joint replacements and revisions, minor to complex hand injuries, sports medicine for both the serious athlete and the weekend warrior, new and innovative operative and non-operative procedures, and work-related injuries. Same-week appointments are available. Call Great Plains Health Orthopedics today.
Your health is our mission. Great Plains Health.
Welcome back, everybody, here to the top of the 10th inning. Yet we are still going strong here at Ryder Park, round 2 of the upper bracket winners matchup here. Winner will be going on to take on Kearney tomorrow. Loser will be taking on Pinnacle Bank Lexington with their tournament hopes on the line. Again, still nothing is the score. No runs on 5 hits, 1 error for Grand Island Home Federal. No runs on 6 hits and no errors on the side of the FNBO Nationals, with again up to bat Riley Plummer here in this top of the 10th inning. Our top of the 10th brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. You can check out Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group, his new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. Alongside Al's Lock and Safe, securing North Platte and the surrounding areas for over 50 years. Riley Plummer's up to bat. He flew out in his first 2 plate appearance, but singled in his 3rd to left field. Now faces Jack Polk for the first time today, and he fouls that first pitch off for strike number 1. Oh my good heavens. Following Plummer, Sam Dinkelman, and then Bronxton Barrientos. I keep saying Barrios. My good heavens, Barrientos. The 0-1 from Jack Polk, who is down in the dirt. Ball number 1, it's 1-1 the count now. Hope you got your popcorn ready, because this is going to be quite a finish to this game as we are here once again the top of the 10th inning of the A7 District Tournament Round 2 upper bracket matchup. As the pitch from Polk is outside, ball 2. It's 2-1 the count now. Nationals tied up with the number 2 seeded Grand Island Home Federal. Number 1 seeded Hastings fell earlier today to Kearney in their matchup, which means Hastings is now in the lower bracket. That pitch is too low. It's ball 3. It's now 3-1 the count. And correction, little stand up here is a severe thunderstorm warning now being taken in effect in the surrounding areas around Lincoln County. I got that message right here. It's going to be in Keith, Arthur, and McPherson. That pitch is in there. Strike number 2 from Jack Polk into Riley Plummer. As Polk looking for the first out of this inning. Again, top of the 10th inning. Polk delivers. That one, it's going to be fouled down the third base side, so we'll still stay at 3-2 the count. As out goes the medical helicopter now here into this evening. 3-2. Nobody out. Top of the 10th inning. Polk looking for the first out as he steps and fires away. Woo! That's going to actually, unfortunately, hit Riley Plummer. And because of that, he makes his way over to first. And now there's a runner, the potential game-winning run, now on over at first with Sam Dinkelman now up to bat. Dinkelman's 1 for 2 today, doubled in his first plate appearance, walked at his next 2, and struck out swinging in his fourth official appearances. Carson Johnson's on the infield expecting a bunt from Dinkelman. He looks to lay it down but pulls back, and that pitch is down low. Ball number 1. Right around the knees, just barely not getting in. Following Dinkelman, Broxton Barrientos, and then E.J. Ahrens. As bunt being laid down but fouled off from Dinkelman. It's now 1-1 the count. Nobody out. And a 1 for 2 day for Sam Dinkelman with Barrientos still looking for his first hit and E.J. Ahrens looking for his second. As Polk now with a 1-1 count into Dinkelman, again knowing it's going to be a bunt, delivers. Dinkelman pulls back, the throw to first. Is it going to get there? Oh, so close as Plummer at a very far leadoff from first. Byer with the great attention chucks it over to first. Greeno almost got the tag in time. But now it's a 1-2 count into Dinkelman with, once again, Plummer at first. That's the game-winning run now for side of Grand Island Home Federal. On the base pad. Pitch, off speed, little grounder, on over to Hanneborg. The throw to second, in time, so he'll get the easy out at second. So reaching on a fielder's choice is going to be Dinkelman. As with 1 out now, up comes, as I said again, Broxton Barrientos. He's today 0 for 4. A ground out in his first plate appearance, flew out in his second. He got out on a running interference call where he ran into the baseball after applying the bunt and then flew out in his fourth appearance. This is his 5th with, again, Dinkelman on over at first base. That pitch down low from Jack Polk for ball number 1. Again, the potential game-winning run is on over at first base being Dinkelman with E.J. Ahrens on deck and Jack Stenson in the hole for Home Federal here in this top of the 10th inning. Another pickoff attempt, not in time as back with it goes. As back goes and Dinkelman, 1-0 the count. As Polk delivers now his 25th pitch in to Barrientos. He will single that into center field, so Dinkelman now makes his way to second, and we'll have 2 runners on for Grand Island Home Federal. As now E.J. Ahrens comes up to bat. He had a loud out in his last plate appearance. Almost hit a home run to left field. He got all the way to the warning track before Brocious was able to get it. Again, if Ahrens gets it into the outfield for a single, the runner Dinkelman at second will most certainly score. Still, 0-0 is the score between these two teams. Jack Polk still on the mound for the Nationals. That first pitch can get away from Tristan Byer a little bit on the ball, but not far enough to move the runners. So once again, just will still stay as ball number 1. 1-0. 1 out here. 2 runners on. Dinkelman at second. Barrientos at first. 0-0 the score in the top of the 10th inning. As Polk will take a glance at second and deliver his 1-0 pitch. It's around the letters and just outside for ball number 2. It's 2-0 the count now. 2-0 count as head coach Ricky Holmes, as I believe I can see, put a little indent into the floor with how much he's been pacing over there. 2-0 now, the count into errands from Polk. That one's skied. Straight up on over to Brocious in left. He's racing over to get it. He gets there and gloves it for out number 2. There's now 2 down here in this top of the 10th inning in this ball game, as the Nationals are just making their way slowly but steadily to the bottom of the 10th inning. Still 2 runs on, as there's going to be a pinch hitter coming in for the side of Grand Island Home Federal. That's going to be the side of Jacob Albers, who will be pinch hitting at the moment. Again, Dinkelman on over at second. That pitch from Polk is in there for strike number 1. It's an 0-1 count to Albers. Again, on over. Barrientos at first. Dinkelman at second. Still nothing the score here in this top of the 10th inning. Polk with his 0-1. Off-speed swung on in. Missed by Albers. Strike number 2. It's an 0-2 count now. As with 2 out and 2 on the Nationals, and Jack Polk looking for this final pitch to get out of the top of the 10th unscathed and move to yet again another opportunity for them in the bottom of the 10th. Polk glances a long time at second. Delivers. Oh no, that's going to bounce off the leg of Albers, and the bases are now loaded. With Cedric Sullivan now up to bat. He's 0 for 4 today. Struck out swinging in his first plate appearance. Flew out in his second. Flew out in his third. And then grounded out in his fourth, as out comes head coach Ricky Holm to have a talk with Jack Polk here. Again, with the bases loaded for the Nationals here in this top of the 10th inning. Again, Dinkelman on over at third. Barrientos at second. And Albers on over at first to bring up, again, Cedric Sullivan to bat. Sullivan 0 for 4. A perfect opportunity for him here today to bring a run home and get that 1-up lead here against the Nationals. We're tied again, 0-0 here in this top of the 10th inning. No runs on 6 hits, 1 error on the side of Grand Island Home Federal. No runs on 6 hits, no errors for the Nationals. As here we go. Bases loaded for Grand Island Home Federal with Cedric Sullivan up to bat. He's yet to record a hit today. He's 0 for 4. As Jack Polk's first pitch is too high for ball number 1. 1-0 the count. 2 down here in this inning for the Nationals. We're still tied 0-0. An absolute slugfest between these two teams mentally with the pitching side. The 1-0. Oh, that fastball is way in the dirt. Ball 2 from Jack Polk. It's 2-0 the count now. Again, the lead runner, or the game leading lead, is on over at third base with Sam Dinkelman. 2-0 the count now from Jack Polk. He'll look to find a bounce back strike to Sullivan. He sets and fires. That one driven up to center field. Back at it goes Jones, and he gets under it. He gloves it, and that is how the top of the 10th comes to an end. The Nationals are able to get out of that inning unscathed with the bases loaded, and now we're heading ourselves to the bottom of the 10th inning. Can the Nationals get something done in this inning? You'll have to stay tuned and find out. When we come back here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
It's not too late to register your students for the fall 2023 Bullpup Preschool or Kindergarten year at North Platte Public Schools. We are excited to assist you at the Welcome Center located at 301 West F Street in North Platte, and we are open from 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Or you can register from the comfort of your own home online at mppsd.org. Come learn and grow with us at North Platte Public Schools.
Now the weather is warmer, it's time to dust off your golf clubs and head out to River's Edge Golf Club in North Platte. With beautifully maintained lush greens and breathtaking views, River's Edge offers a modern course that is perfect for golfers of all skill levels. But that's not all. After your game, swing into Another Round Sports Bar for some amazing food and drinks. You'll find something for everyone on their menu, from juicy burgers to crisp salads and refreshing drinks. River's Edge is open to the public, so anyone can come and enjoy the fun.
We're here in the bottom of the 10th inning. The FNBO Nationals currently tied up here with Grand Island Home Federal. Nothing. No runs on 6 hits and 1 error for Home Federal. No runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Nationals as Riley Plummer still on the mound. Blaze Zyler lays down a bunt, but right back to the pitcher Plummer, who guns it on over to first for out number 1. And just like that, that attempt is all over, and there's 1 down already here in this bottom of the 10th inning. As now Andrew Brocious comes up to bat for the Nationals. He's 1 for 3, struck out in his last plate appearance, singled in his second, but did ground out in his first. As Carrier still 1 out here in this inning. As the pitch just in there for strike number 1. It's 0-1 the count now with 1 out. As again, Riley Plummer's on the mound with 24 total pitches, 17 strikes and 7 balls. The 0-1 is too high. There's ball number 1. It's 1-1 the count now to Brocious. Caden Johnson is on deck for the Nationals with Carson Johnson in the hole. Nobody on, 1 out here. That pitch is just going to sneak itself in for strike number 2. It's 1-2 the count now. Carter Kelly was warming up in the bullpen for the Nationals. He'll be taking over for Jack Polk here come this next inning. In the top of the 11th, the Nationals can't score. Plummer's 1-2 pitch on the way to Brocious. High, there's ball number 2. It's 2-2 the count now. Thank you again to our sponsors here for today's game. Kevin McGann with the Fortify Group, helping Nebraska families, farmers, and businesses for more than 50 years. The 2-2 swung on and missed by Brocious there for out number 2. His second strikeout in a row for Andrew Brocious. And now here comes Caden Johnson. He's 1 for 4 today. Struck out looking in his first plate appearance, singled in his second, reached on an error in his third, and then flew out in his fourth. Here's his 5th at-bat against Riley Plummer, his second time around. Turns on one, slowly rolled to Dinkelman at short. The first in time, and it's a quick 1-2-3, bottom of the 10th inning as we make our way to the top of the 11th here when we come back. FM 98.1, AM 1410, and as you all know, as always, live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
Swing into the season by calling Linda Meyer Law for all your legal needs. Our lineup consists of all-star caliber attorneys, Bob Lindemeyer, Amanda Spiker, Kent Florum, Kent Turnbull, and rookie sensations Victoria Hervey and Natalie Hoffman. When life gets to the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs, we'll step up to the plate and hit a home run for you. Call Linda Meyer Law, 534-6740. That's Linda Meyer Law, 534-6740.
Now the weather is warmer, it's time to dust off your golf clubs and head out to River's Edge Golf Club in North Platte. With beautifully maintained lush greens and breathtaking views, River's Edge offers a modern course that is perfect for golfers of all skill levels. But that's not all. After your game, swing into Another Round Sports Bar for some amazing food and drinks. You'll find something for everyone on their menu, from juicy burgers to crisp salads and refreshing drinks. River's Edge is open to the public, so anyone can come and enjoy the fun.
Welcome back, everybody, here to the top of the 11th inning. We are going the distance and then some in today's game here as Nationals still tied up here with Grand Island Home Federal. Nothing in the top of the 11th inning. No runs on 6 hits and 1 error for Grand Island Home Federal. No runs on 6 hits and no errors on the side of the FNBO Nationals here in today's ball game. Our game is brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. You can check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group at his new location, 621 South Dewey, Sweet beat. Jack Polk is still on the mound here for the side of the FNBO Nationals, up to 34 pitches so far in today's game. As that one is driven out to center field, Johnson's going to get under it, and he gloves it there for out number one as Tristan Byer has taken a bat, I believe, right to his hand. He needs some time as took a little bit of a nailer as it was coming back to him. So there's out number one here in this top of the 11th inning as out comes Ricky Holmes to give his count to Byer to make sure, first off, he is all right. And Tristan Byer is one tough kid and taking a couple of baseballs today to the to the hands and now a bat to his arm. And there's one down here to bring up Ryan Kostler, who's 1 for 4 in today's game. As Polk sets and fires to Kostler. Whoa, that off speed is a little too high for ball number one into Kostler. 1-0 the count with one down here. Kostler again 1 for 4, grounded out in his first plate appearance. Singled in his second as that next pitch is too low for ball 2. In his third plate appearance, he flew out and then struck out last time up for the side of the Grand Island Home Federal 18U American Legion baseball team. 2-0 the count now as Polk sets and fires away. That pitch in there for strike number one. Good bounce back pitch from Jack Polk. 37 total pitches for him. Again, if you get to 70 total pitches, you can't pitch for 3 straight days. So the goal is to make sure he doesn't get to that mark. The 2-1. Driven on over to Carson Johnson at 30. Gloves it on to first in time. And there's now 2 down here in this top of the 11th inning. Neither side is finding really any separation between each other as now Gage Gannon comes up to bat here for the side of Grand Island Home Federal here. Gannon, again, 0 for 4. Grounded out in his first plate appearance. Struck out looking in his second and is grounded out in the next 2 appearances to make his 0 for 4 mark. That one grounded on over to Carter Kelly at second. Short, and it bounces over his head. Takes a nasty little hop, and it gets on over for Gannon reaching on an error. I mean, Carter Kelly took a step back to make sure he got it, but it took the nastiest of bounces I've ever seen and flies over Kelly's head. And with that, the first error of this ballgame for the Nationals here in the top of the 11th inning to bring up Riley Plummer to bat. Following Plummer, it's Sam Dinkelman, and then Broxton Barrientos. Again, runner at first is Gannon. That's Polk with 2 down, will fire into Plummer. He's 1 for 3 today. Flew out in his first 2 plate appearances, singled in his third. Was hit by a pitch, though, in his fourth. That one's in there for strike number 1 from Plummer. Excuse me, 2 Plummer from Jack Polk. And top of the 11th inning. Nationals still tied with Grand Island here as that pitch will get picked off, attempted on over to, not going to be Gage Gannon, as there's a courtesy runner that I'm now taking a look at here for Grand Island Home Federal. That's going to be Dylan Heinrichs. The 0-1, another pickoff attempt will get Heinrichs back, though. So 0-1 with 2 down here in this top of the 11th inning. Polk looking for the last out to give the Nationals yet again another opportunity on the offensive side to end this game. As Polk steps and gets ready with his 0-1. Off speed, too high. There, ball number 1. It's 1-1 the count now to Plummer. 1-1 with 2 down. Nationals, as well as Home Federal of Grand Island, both have 6 hits and 1 error to their name. Basically identical score lines here in this ballgame. Here comes Polk's 1-1. That's going to be in there for strike number 2. The attempted pickoff from Byer to Heinrichs is not going to be in time, so it's now 1-2 the count to Plummer with 1 runner on. As here we go, Polk will get the sign he likes in from Tristan Byer. Take a glance on over at first. Here comes Jack Polk's 1-2. Oh, man, too high and just a bit off the mark. 2-2 now the count to Plummer. As once again, still on over. Heinrichs at first. Polk get his sign. Here he comes into the payoff 2-2. Slow ground that's going to be picked up by Ty Hanneborg. The throw to first in time, and we're making our way to the bottom of the 11th inning, everybody. We're making our way to the bottom of the 11th here as the Nationals still tied with Grand Island Home Federal. When we come back here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and you know, as always, we are going to be live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com. Here from Ryder Park and Nationals, nothing.
Your health is our mission. Great Plains Health.
Are you or a loved one in need of medical equipment to improve your quality of life? Look no further than Great Plains Health Home Care Equipment. Our state-of-the-art and affordable medical products are specifically designed to return your independence. From manual and power wheelchairs, mobility scooters, and lift chairs to walking aids, ramps, hospital beds, and bath safety products. We have everything you need to make your home a comfortable and safe place to live. We even provide CPAP and BiPAP equipment and supplies, as well as oxygen equipment and supplies. Call Great Plains Health Home Care Equipment today.
Larry's Glass is veteran owned and has over 40 years of experience in glass replacement and installation. Whether you need a new window for your home, storefront, or vehicle, they have the expertise to get the job done. Larry's team of skilled professionals use the highest quality materials and techniques to ensure your satisfaction. Larry takes pride in delivering outstanding service with affordable pricing and are on the Better Business Bureau Honor Roll. Trust Larry's Glass to take care of your glass needs, and you'll appreciate the difference that over 40 years of experience can make.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Ryder Park. We are in for yet again another barnstormer of an inning here for the side of the FNBO Nationals. Currently, bottom of the 11th inning. Nationals still tied with Grand Island Home Federal. Nothing. No runs on 6 hits, 1 error for Home Federal. No runs on 6 hits, 1 error for the Nationals with Carson Johnson up to bat here against the side of Riley Plummer. Johnson's 1 for 3 today. His last at-bat, though, was a single. Ooh, Plummer's pitch is way outside. Ball number 1. No action in the bullpen for Home Federal. Carter Kelly was warming up for the side of the Nationals a couple of innings ago as Johnson's going to swing and miss for strike number 1. It's 1-1 the count now. Nobody out. Still nobody on here. Bottom of the 11th inning. As the pitch from Plummer turned on, going to center field. Back at it, though, easily goes Barrientos, and he gets there and gloves it for the first out of this bottom of the 11th inning. As now, Jack Polk will now come up to bat again, probably his last inning of work being an inning ago, because, again, you hit 70 pitches, and he's done for 3 whole days, and that will probably ruin head coach Ricky Holmes' entire plan for the pitching rotation. Well, the way this game has been going has probably ruined that rotation with how long it's gone. First pitch into Polk off speed from Plummer's in there for strike number 1. Thank you again to our sponsors for today's game, Kevin McGinn and the Fortifying Group, helping Nebraska families, farmers, and businesses for more than 50 years. 0-1 is too high. Ball number 1 to Polk. Following Polk is Carter Kelly and Tristan Byer for the FNBO Nationals here in this, again, bottom of the 11th, that's fouled off by Polk. Strike number 2, that bounced off of Cannon's face mask off the foul ball. He's going to probably take a little bit of a breather after that one. And 1-2 is now the count inside to Jack Polk. So 0 for 4 today. 2 strikeouts to begin his day, and then 2 straight flyouts. Would love to get on with a hit here with 1 down to start this rally for the Nationals and put some momentum on their side. Currently, again, nothing to score. The 1-2 is just a bit outside and high. Ball 2. 2-2 the count now to Jack Polk. Oh my good heavens. Again, that pitch to the outside, just a bit off the mark. 2-2. Turned on over to the shortstop, Dinkelman. He's going to throw it on to first, and it's in time. Down goes Jack Polk, just barely on over at first base, and that's now 2 down to bring up Carter Kelly up to bat. Kelly here in this game, 1 for 4, a double, 2 flyouts, and a strikeout at the moment. Of course, we all know the power of Carter Kelly to hit one out of this park and essentially win the game for the Nationals. If given the opportunity, that is a possibility in this game. As here we go. This is the 5th appearance for Carter Kelly today as Plummer fires. That off-speed's in the mark and there for strike number 1. And probably Plummer knows it, so he's going to be putting a lot of pitches on the outside part of the zone. As here comes Plummer now with his 0-1 pitch to Carter Kelly. Swung on and missed by Kelly. That one way outside. Strike number 2. Half-hearted swing on that one like he wasn't. His brain didn't want it, but his body went and swung anyway. So it's 0-2 with 2 down here. Plummer getting ready here. Grand Island Home Federal, bottom of the 11th, to fire in as we're still waiting for the call to come into Riley Plummer as Carter Kelly calls time. Beautiful day here at Ryder Park, and winner goes to take on Kearney. The 0-2. That one just a smidge off the mark. It's now 1-2 the count to Kelly. With nobody on and 2 down. 6 hits both sides with 1 error on both sides. Identical score lines here in this game. The 1-2. Carter Kelly swings and misses and gets tagged down. And with that, the inning comes to an end. We're heading now to the top of the 12th inning here in this ball game, as Nationals are still tied with Grand Island Home Federal. When we come back here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
Swing into the season by calling Lindemeyer Law for all your legal needs. Our lineup consists of all-star caliber attorneys: Bob Lindemeyer, Amanda Spiker, Kent Florum, Kent Turnbull, and rookie sensations Victoria Hervey and Natalie Hoffman. When life gets to the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs, we'll step up to the plate and hit a home run for you. Call Lindemeyer Law, 534-6740. That's Lindemeyer Law, 534-6740.
Now the weather is warmer, it's time to dust off your golf clubs and head out to River's Edge Golf Club in North Platte. With beautifully maintained lush greens and breathtaking views, River's Edge offers a modern course that is perfect for golfers of all skill levels. But that's not all. After your game, swing into another round sports bar for some amazing food and drinks. You'll find something for everyone on their menu, from juicy burgers to crisp salads and refreshing drinks. River's Edge is open to the public, so anyone can come and enjoy the fun.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Ryder Park. FNBO Nationals tied up here with Grand Island Home Federal, and that's right, the top of the 12th inning. No runs on 6 hits and 1 error for the side of the Grand Island Home Federal team. And then, of course, your FNBO Nationals, no runs on 6 hits, 1 error. Jack Polk is still on the mound here for the Nationals. Essentially, man, at this point, we could be pitching 2 whole games here. That is the extent of where we're heading with this ball game between these 2 teams. They could be playing 2 whole games, which, could kind of spell some doom for either side in terms of their management of pitching. So now here comes Sam Dinkelman up to bat for Grand Island Home Federal. He's 1 for 3 today. Doubled in his first plate appearance, walked in his next 2. Struck out swinging in his 4th, and then reached on a fielder's choice in his 5th. Leading off for Grand Island. He drives one on over to right field. It's going to fall between the gap, but Blaze Zeiler there able to cut it off, so what might have been a double essentially just turns into a single as Dinkelman starts off this top of the 12th with a single, and now here comes Broxton Barrientos up to bat. Here today's 1 for 5 in his 5 appearances. Grounded out in his first appearance. Flew out in his second. He got called out on a runner's interference when he ran into the baseball trying to bunt one. Flew out in his second. And then, of course, singled in his third as he tries to lay a bunt down and gets called for strike as it gets fouled off for, again, strike number 1. Again, Dinkelman on over at first. With nobody out, you can pretty much tell it's not even a hidden secret what Grand Island's trying to do here. Bunt Dinkelman on over to second and then allow him potentially to get a score home from second and a hit to the outfield. So with that, Carson Johnson's all the way up on the infield as Polk takes a glance at first base and gets ready for another 0-1 pitch to Barrientos, but they'll try to pick off Dinkelman at first. He gets back plenty of time, and Once more, we'll still sit here at 0-1 the count to Dinkelman. Or excuse me, to Barrientos as Dinkelman's at first, correction. Polk, long glance at first. As again, we all know Barrientos looking to lay the bunt down. The pitch, pulled back, the throw on over to first. It will! It will! Oh, they're going to call him safe on over at first. Now here comes head coach Ricky Holm. Here it comes. He's got to do it, man. He was, in my, in my humble opinion, he looked out. As, man, Dinkelman had quite a long leadoff from first. Beautiful play from Tristan Byer to gunsling it over and over to Greeno at first and apply the tag, but didn't get there in time as head coach Ricky Holm lost his case, and Dinkelman is still safe at first. Man, he had himself a wide lead on over at first base. And Greeno with a beautiful tag almost got there in time. I guess first base umpire saw it differently, so it's now 1-1 the count to Barrientos, who looks to lay again the bunt down, does so this time successfully as the throw to first in time, and then on over Dinkelman will go to second though with a, again, nice sacrifice bunt to move the runner up to second base now. To now bring up E.J. Ahrens. Ahrens 1 for 4 today, walked in his first plate appearance. Singled in his second, he grounded out in his third, had a loud fly out to left field. Brochus was at the warning tracks in his third plate appearance, and then his fourth flew out as well, so now he's up for his fifth with Dinkelman on over at second. With one down here in this top of the 12th inning. Nationals tied here, no runs on 7 hits, 1 error for Grand Island. No runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Nationals. Dinkelman in scoring position at second base as Polk steps and fires. That off speed in there for strike number 1. Good pitch from Jack Polk. Now an 0-1 count to the right fielder. Following Ahrens, Jack Stenson, then Cedric Sullivan, excuse me, it's going to be Albers, not Stenson. Albers just pinch hitting. The 1. That's going to be at the knees there for strike number 2. It's 0-2 the count. Beautiful pitches from Jack Polk, really not giving Ahrens any opportunity to get contact with it, and now he's in an 0-2 hole with 1 out. All things kind of go to heck in a handbasket if he gets struck out here for Grand Island. Here comes the 0-2. Popped up, sky high. Jack Polk's going to get under it now. He will tall for it, and he'll glove it for out number 2. And again, it goes to all heck in a handbasket. Now that there's 2 down here in this top of the 12th inning, as Jacob Albers now comes up to bat here for the side of Grand Island Home Federal. Again, Dinkelman on over. Excuse me, still at second as Dinkelman, as Albers was hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance, pinch hitting for Stenson. As now, here we go. Polk will deliver at off speed, off the mark for ball number 1. Again, Dinkelman still on over at second base. 2 down here in this top of the 12th inning. Nationals and Jack Polk look to get this final out. The 0-1-0. That's tight inside. That's 2-0 now the count to Albers, to Jacob Albers. Dinkelman still standing alone on over at second in scoring position for Grand Island Home Federal. It's Jack Polk looking to find the final out here at this top of the 12th. Glances at second and delivers. Swung on and missed for strike number 1 from Albers. Beautiful pitch from Jack Polk. So now it's 2-1. Again, a hit to the outfield could spell the end of this game for the Nationals, with Dinkelman at second, or at least give the lead to Grand Island Home Federal. As Polk will get the sign from Byer, but he'll have to step off and reevaluate. Again, top of the 12th inning. 2-1 is the count to the pinch hitting Jacob Albers. As Jack Polk will now glance once at second and deliver. That's in there for strike number 2 around the knees. It's 2-2 the count now. From Jack Polk. Albers desperately trying to find a way to get anything going as we do have some action in the bullpen. Well, correction, it's just Riley Plummer getting some throws in to keep his arm loose. Here comes the 2-2. That one going to go on over to Hanneborg at second. The throw to first is in time, and that will end this inning. Another scoring opportunity for Grand Island Home Federal. Gets nothing across. We are heading to the bottom of the 12th inning. The Nationals still at this moment are, well, I was going to say tied up. They still are tied up here with Grand Island Home Federal. We make our way back here to Ryder Park. 0-0 is the score here. FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
This is Kurt Carter with Red Willow Chemical. Red Willow Chemical is your one-stop shop for all your crop protection needs. We sell and support products from top manufacturers like Bayer, BASF, Syngenta, Corteva, and FMC. Call me today, 308-340-7751. Visit us online at rwchemical.com to check out all your options and make sure you're getting the right products to optimize yield.
Growing relationships one crop at a time. Red Willow Chemical.
Looking for a fuel stop that goes above and beyond? Well, look no further. Wicked Fast in North Platte is here to take your refueling experience to new heights. Jennifer and the crew at Wicked Fast believe that exceptional service makes all the difference. But they're not just about fueling your vehicle. If you're feeling hungry, grab a snack or drink at Wicked Fast on North Highway 83 in North Platte, conveniently located across the street from Do It Center. And have you downloaded the My Phillips 66 app yet? You're missing out on amazing savings that'll make your gas bills much easier on your wallet.
Welcome back, everybody, here to the bottom of the 12th inning. Nationals still tied up here with Grand Island Home Federal here in this ball game. Is still on the mound. Riley Plummer, he'll be taking his first pitches today. Not following, actually, correction here. I got to adjust my stats here. Against Tristan Byers, 2 for 3 in today's game. That first pitch was outside ball 1, but he bounces back for a pitch in the zone for strike number 1. Thank you again to our sponsors, Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. You can check out his new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B, as well as Midwest ATV, Farmers and Ranchers. Now is the time to get your ATVs and UTV service. That one, we fly now out to center for out number 1. As Barrientos will glove it for out number 1. Again, thank you to Midwest ATV, Farmers and Ranchers. Now is the time to get your ATVs and UTVs serviced with Midwest Cycle and ATV. So, one down here in this bottom of the 12th inning. Nationals at the moment tied up here. Grand Island, you save 0-0. These two teams are on track to pitch 2 complete games in one game. That's how crazy this has been, as that first pitch from Plummer is too tight inside for ball number 1. 1-0 the count with 1 out. Here's that 1-0 pitch. Greeno going to slowly roll that one on over to first, picked up by Sullivan and thrown to Plummer. Route number 2, 2 up, 2 down here for the side of the FNBO Nationals, as now coming up to bat here. This time about going to be the side of Ty Hanneborg. He's 0 for 2 today, struck out swinging in his first plate appearance, walked in his second, and struck out swinging in his third. We'll be facing Riley Plummer for the first time here today, as he is still trying to find his first hit today against Home Federal. That pitch too tight. Oh, good heavens, in there for strike number 1. 0-1 to count with that one. Looked too tight in there in the zone, but now it's a 0-1 count. Make that now 0-2 as Plummer fires one down the center. 0-2 now the count. Trending towards going to the top of the 13th here at the moment as Plummer fires. Swing and a miss, and we are going to the top of the 13th inning. Nationals so far tied up here with Grand Island Home Federal. 0-0. When we come back here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and as always, live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
Planning a special event, whether it be a wedding, concert, sporting event, convention, or anything else, the DNN Event Center can handle it all. The DNN Event Center is the biggest event center in North Platte. This building is perfectly suited for anything from small gatherings to major events. Rent just one small room or book the entire facility. The choices are endless at the DNN Event Center, your home for exciting events, special moments, and precious memories. Call today to make your reservation at 534-0255.
Now the weather is warmer, it's time to dust off your golf clubs and head out to River's Edge Golf Club in North Platte. With beautifully maintained lush greens and breathtaking views, River's Edge offers a modern course that is perfect for golfers of all skill levels. But that's not all. After your game, swing into Another Round Sports Bar for some amazing food and drinks. You'll find something for everyone on their menu, from juicy burgers to crisp salads and refreshing drinks. River's Edge is open to the public, so anyone can come and enjoy the fun.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Ryder Park Nationals at the moment. Still tied up here with Grand Island Home Federal as we are here in the top of the 13th inning. Jack Polk is still on the mound for the Nationals here today at the moment. Again, our top of the 13th brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. You can check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group at his new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B, as well as Clear Focus Eye Care. Clear Focus Eye Care, specializing in preventative eye care, dry eye treatment, and vision therapy. Schedule your appointment here today. Well, here we go. We're on the top of the 13th inning as Cedric Sullivan now is up to bat here today. He's 0 for 5 in today's game. Struck out swinging in his first plate appearance, flew out in his next two, grounded out in his fourth, and then his fifth flew out as well. He swings and misses for strike number one. It's an 0-1 count now into Sullivan. Beautiful pitch pushed on the side there of one Jack Polk. As he fires once again his 0-1. Little chopper back to Jack Polk. Gloves it. The throw to first, and there's out number one here in this top of the 13th inning as a little bit of a grounder back to the pitcher, Jack Polk. We'll get Sullivan down as Zenon Sack now comes up to bat here for Grand Island. He's 1 for 4 today. Grounded out in his first plate appearance. Walked in his second. Singled in his third. And then his last two has flew on out to Caden Johnson in back-to-back at-bats. Facing, once again, Jack Polk here as his first pitch is down in the dirt for ball number one. 1-0 now the count. Polk, again, we're trending here towards a complete game from not only Carson Johnson, but also Jack Polk. That's how crazy this has been. The 1-0 from Polk turned on, but foul down the third base side. So there's strike number one. It's currently a 1-1 count with one down there as good fellow Matt Williams and I trudging through probably one of the best games all year that's been produced by Class A ball. Nothing here in the top of the 13th. That off speed is in there for strike number two. It's a 1-2 count now to Zenon Sack from the side of Jack Polk. He is looking for that second out here in this top of the 13th. As Polk likes to side from Tristan Byer and delivers his 1-2. Swing and a miss. Byer's going to glove it and throw it to first. Bang, out goes Zenon Sack. Drop third strike, but it don't matter anyway as down goes Sack for out number two. Here is Ryan Kostler is now up to bat here. Kostler, 1 for 5 in today's game. Grounded out in his first plate appearance. Singled in his second. Flew out in his third. Struck out swinging in his fourth and then grounded out in his fifth appearance. He's now up to 6 at-bats here. Now against Jack Polk once again. First pitch to Kostler is right around the letters, but too high for ball number one. A beautiful pitch from Jack Polk. It's now 1-0 the count. Still a 0-0 ball game here in this top of the 13th. That next pitch from Polk is in there. Strike one. It's 1-1 the count now. Still nobody on and 2 outs here. These two teams, complete opposites of yesterday's games, as I hold my thought. 1-1. Fouled off the bat there of Kostler for strike number 2. Again, Nationals defeated Grand Island U-Save 10-0 yesterday, and then Grand Island and Home Federal took down Scottsbluff Wesco 15-0. So these two teams now currently sitting at 0-0. Complete opposites of yesterday's games. Off-speed little grounder that's going to be fouled down the third base side for, once again, a 1-2 count where we'll stand. Following Kostler, we Gage Gannon, then Riley Plummer for the side of Grand Island Home Federal. What has been our craziest game of this season for either side, and it couldn't come at a better time here in the district tournament. Now it just boils down to who wants it more. As here comes the 1-2 from Jack Polk. Way! That is close up to the face of one. That's really close there for Ryan Kostler. Close to the face, and time's going to need to be called just for a second for Kostler to, focus up as that one just barely didn't hit him. And now it's a 2-2 count into Kostler. Here as Jack Polk, again, trying to ease his way out of this inning. 2-2 and 2 down. Polk likes to sign. Here comes that payoff pitch. That one driven out to left field. On comes Andrew Brocious. He gloves it for out number 3, and that's how this top of the 13th comes to an end. We're going to make our way now to the bottom of the 13th inning. Nationals still tied up here with the side of Grand Island Home Federal here from Ryder Park during our 8-7 tournament, district tournament coverage when we come back here. FM 98.1, AM 1410, and as always, live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
Planning a special event, whether it be a wedding, concert, sporting event, convention, or anything else, the D&N Event Center can handle it all. The D&N Event Center is the biggest event center in North Platte. This building is perfectly suited for anything from small gatherings to major events. Rent just one small room or book the entire facility. The choices are endless at the D&N Event Center, your home for exciting events, special moments, and precious memories. Call today to make your reservation at 534-0255.
Your health is our mission. Great Plains Health.
Are you or a loved one in need of medical equipment to improve your quality of life? Look no further than Great Plains Health Home Care Equipment. Our state-of-the-art and affordable medical products are specifically designed to return your independence. From manual and power wheelchairs, mobility scooters, and lift chairs to walking aids, ramps, hospital beds, and bath safety products. We have everything you need to make your home a comfortable and safe place to live. We even provide CPAP and BiPAP equipment and supplies, as well as oxygen equipment and supplies. Call Great Plains Health Home Care Equipment today.
Welcome back here to the bottom of the 13th inning. We're still going the distance, everybody. You got your popcorn ready. You might need to go fill it back up as we're still here. Nationals tied up with Grand Island Home Federal. 0-0 here in the bottom of the 13th inning. Our 13th inning brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. You can check out Kevin McGann, the Fortifying Group, his new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B, with Blaze Zeiler up to bat. He's 0 for 4 today against not only Nelson, but Riley Plummer here, rounded out in his first plate appearance. Struck out in his next 2 and then got out on a bunt in his third. He saw that first pitch in there for strike number 1. He swings on that one and fouls it back for strike number 2. It's 0-2 the count now. As currently 0-2 is where we sit at the moment here in the count. In the bottom of the 13th inning between these two teams. As here comes Riley Plummer into Zeiler as he sets and fires away. That's high. Ball number 1 to Zeiler. A 1-2 count. Plummer up to 50 pitches, 35 strikes, and 15 balls to his name. Polk nearing 100. That next one is too high. Ball 2 from Plummer. Still 0-0 is our score. No runs on 7 hits, 1 error for the side of Home Federal. So that's turned on by Blaze Zeiler. It's going all the way. It's out of here. The Nationals have done it. Blaze Zeiler has hit a home run to walk it off. They advance to the next round. Blaze Zeiler has done it to left field. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Zeiler has done it. The Nationals pick up the 1-0 victory, and send Grand Island Home Federal to the losers bracket. Unbelievable. Absolutely insane. An off-speed left in the zone, absolutely crushed by Blaze Seiler. And here in the bottom of the 13th inning, the Nationals pick up the victory over Grand Island Home Federal and advance to take on Kearney tomorrow in the upper winners, oh my good heavens, in the winners matchup. I can't believe it. Unbelievable. The Nationals. I can't believe it. What a game. We're here with a 0-0 score all the way into the bottom of the 13th inning. Blaze Seiler comes up to bat, and he got it done. A solo home run out to left field. And the Nationals end this absolute masterpiece of a game between these two teams in walk-off fashion. 1-0 is the final score here. No runs on 7 hits, 1 error on the side of Grand Island Home Federal for your FNBO Nationals. 1 run on 7 hits, 1 error on the board. Unbelievable. I'm at a loss for words right now of how amazing this game come to an end. Of course, you had Carson Johnson start this game off, go the complete distance in this ball game, and then pick up Jack Polk, who comes in and does the exact same thing and sits here, and we now have the Nationals winning and moving on to the next round of the winners matchup. Well, they'll be facing off against Kearney tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Whew, unbelievable stuff here. It's time, we made it. It's time for the Quick Stop post-game show. We'll step aside and take a break. When we come back here on FM 98.1, AM 1410, we'll have our Quick Stop post-game show right here from Ryder Park.
Sandhills State Bank is a bank for Sandhillers. Families, entrepreneurs, teachers, nonprofits, farmers, nurses, contractors, ranchers, stylists, artists, retailers, professionals, outfitters, restaurateurs, mechanics. It takes all of us to make the Sandhills prosper, and Sandhills State Bank is here to help. Open an account today at sandhillstate.com/open or visit one of our 10 locations across the Sandhills to start growing the Sandhills together. Sandhills State Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, at Premier Toyota, you'll find a friendly and easy-to-work with staff that'll help you find the perfect car. And whether you're looking for something new or pre-owned, Premier Toyota's got a wide selection of vehicles to choose from.
Plus, Premier Toyota has Toyota-trained technicians, so you know you're always getting the very best in service and repairs. Schedule your service and factory-scheduled maintenance today and keep your car running strong.
Stop by today and see why Premier Toyota is the #1 choice for car buyers. Let's go places.
The game's in the books. Time for the postgame show on FM 98.1 and online at northplatte.post.com. At post.com.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Ryder Park. We made it. I already see a whole heap of players making their way on over here. But we made it. The game's officially over, and it couldn't have ended in a more prolific way for the Nationals as they pick up the victory here over Grand Island Home Federal. 1-0 off of a Blaze Seiler solo shot here in the bottom of the 13th inning to left field. Unbelievable stuff this game was. I mean, we're talking about almost 2 complete games being pitched here between Carson Johnson, Jack Polk, as well as Cohen Nelson and also Riley Plummer. We really did get 2 whole games in here today. I can't believe it. As here comes head coach Ricky Holmes up for their post-game interview. Probably just as exhausted. Well, he's probably more exhausted. Well, he's just as exhausted as the players out there with the way he paces back and forth on that field. I swear there's a divot down there as Here's head coach Ricky Holmes. Coach, you came into today talking about you might have pitched 2 complete games in a single sitting. You might call me crazy out here, but man, oh man, what a game this was. Probably one of the best games of this season on just terms of a baseball level, and it ends off in the most spectacular fashion with a walk-off victory against a team that is I would say one of the favorites, but one of the top teams here in the A7 District Tournament.
Yeah, I think I kind of reverse karma'd us. I was kind of rooting for every game other than ours to go 20 innings, and then there we go, having to use 2 of our better pitchers. But first off, Carson came in 7 shutout innings. Jack came in 6 shutout innings. Couldn't ask for anything more from them. Cohen, the lefty pitcher for them, I mean, he's obviously good, kept us off balance and throwing the fastball and curveball kind of whenever he wanted. Just didn't give up, just kind of kept chipping away, just stayed in the ball game there, and then Blaze Eiler there at the end came in and clutched up.
It clutched up in the biggest way, a solo shot out to left field to pick up the victory. And, you know, again, talked about having to use the arms up, and that kind of just throw all the plans you had just right out the window for the next couple of games.
As my favorite athlete, Mike Tyson, said, everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the face. So we knew that this was a big game to get. Looking at the bracket tomorrow, if you win tomorrow, it kind of sets you up to go to state. So definitely would have liked to have not had to have used Carson and Jack, but it got to a point where we were kind of talking about whether we should take them out or try to save them. And it's like, you know what, we came this far, let's just run them out there and hopefully get a dub out of it.
And you know what, you did get a dub. You got a little longer, 13 innings, almost pitched 2 whole games at this point. You know, maybe it would have been a little icing on the cake if you pitched 2 whole complete games, just to at least get the money's worth out of every single one of them. But yet again, just another spectacular performance from both of them. Essentially, you want to give both of them the victories to go 4-0. Carson Johnson leading up to this point, winning 3 games against quality starters in a row. And, of course, Jack Polk taking down Idaho Falls and Cheyenne. And then coming in here, both of them, and shutting out Grand Island Home Federal at the most crucial point of the season.
Yeah, those are our 2 hottest pitchers right now. Carson's won his last 5 starts. Jack's won his last 4, all of them against quality opponents. We've been kind of riding the pitching wave here the last few weeks. Definitely being pitch efficient has definitely helped, especially in a 0-0 ball game. Would have liked some better situational hitting there at the beginning of the game, but in the end, was just happy that the guys were able to keep us in there long enough for one of us to get a stroke, and good to have Blaze Eiler back in the lineup.
He is good to have him up here, and coming up here for our Ameriprise Financial Money Player of the Game, Blaze Eiler. Of course, we talked to him a couple of weeks ago when he came back from his arm injury. Man, if you had to sit there and told me that in probably the most crucial match of this season against a team that was probably going to, I would say make or break, but could be the hump that helped this team make its way to state. You come up in the bottom of the 13th inning and hit a solo shot out to left field off of not only a pitcher that was stumping your team to that point, Riley Plummer, but just absolutely moonshotting it out there. Would you say I was crazy?
Yeah, it was wild. I was just trying to get on base so I could use my speed around the bases and help my team win. But I mean, that does it.
You got more than just a bunt. I think you probably got more than you bargained for with that one. But take me through that at bat. Of course, Plummer and as well as Nelson had been throwing absolute gems the entire game. And same goes for Carson Johnson, Jack Polk. Neither side could really could never find real footing. And then you come up to bat there. What were you looking for, and what did he give you that gave you that confidence to swing?
I was looking straight fastball. Just trying to get anything in play. Most likely a grounder. I was trying to get a grounder more to make them make a play to try to get me out. But
I don't think you need to make a grounder anymore. You hit the game-winning home run here, and it's just this format. It's just so unfortunate now because you played essentially 2 whole games in one singular day, and now you have to pack up and be like, all right, tomorrow against Kearney, we're going to come out here. But just take me through this game again. You only picked up as a team 7 collective hits and had a couple left stranding. What was the mental like in the dugout as you kept getting into the 10th and the 11th, 12th, and 13th innings?
Every inning, we were like, we're going to be the ones to end this. We wanted to be the ones to end it. Our pitchers are doing too good for us not to come out and win for them. I'm glad we did.
And you did, and you again, everybody got their money's worth here in today's ball game, and that means tomorrow you're still up in the winners bracket, which is exactly where you guys have wanted to be. Of course, the losers bracket always kind of a gauntlet at that point, and kind of a heads flip or tail. But now that you got a little bit of a more comfy margin taking on Kearney tomorrow, who upset Grand Island, and this is a Kearney team that you went 2-0 against this season with. You've already got the upper hand against them, and now you're getting ever so close to one step away from making it to state here.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. And, so take me, I know you just got out of the game. There's emotions are still running high, but what is tomorrow going to look like? What are you and the team going to be doing now after this long stretch of game time to not only keep yourself well rested, but be still prepared for a team that, you've shown out this season that you can beat?
Well, it starts off with tonight, get some good rest. Come back here tomorrow and dominate, hopefully.
That's what I love to hear.
Let our pitchers do their thing, and we back them up.
There you go. Love it. Blaze Zeiler joins us here. He is our Ameriprise Financial Money Player of the Game. When money matters, talk to Marshall Doty, Ameriprise Financial Advisor in North Platte, Nebraska, about professional financial services. Ameriprise Financial Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC. Our final score here from Ryder Park, brought to you in part by Eek's Office. Here today is 1-0. 1 run on 7 hits, 1 error. No runs on 7 hits, 1 error on the side of Grand Island Home Federal. The final box score sponsored by Eek's Office. For copies, furniture, or janitorial supplies, think Eek's and visit eeks.com. That'll do it here for me tonight. I'll see you all tomorrow at 7 o'clock when the Nationals take on Kearney in the upper bracket matchup here on FM 98.1 AM 1410 and live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.